can't hear it that well. But Jeff and I were talking about getting some copy reading on my screen.
Oh, yeah.
Get on together.
Yeah.
50%. Coming from the
Power of association. Yeah,
yeah.
but the screens are kind of small.
But there's this is not be.
So you're really something.
I was big with other. But it defines like the. You know, I appreciate on image, all the images. This is Rob, Chad.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Try to put two and two together.
Fine. We should chat a bit later about Oscar.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes. How it's doing now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting to see.
You're still in the same place, but we just. Oh, they went. All right. I was at the place myself.
Oh. The placement of the screen is very much the last.
And there are couches here.
That was something like
Yeah.
Something. This is a nice one.
Big size.
Yeah, I was the same. I was like, this TV, it's like, there's an electric. Yeah. It's, it's 77, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's supposed to be all the size. It's too big for my place. But is it too big for my?
Maybe you put it in, but then it's home. It really does. It's like right under it. You got it. Yeah.
So.
Oh,
I have it like
Ron?
right here.
Oh.
Now, to me, they wouldn't do that.
My wife's like,
So they.
Okay.
That's for forgiveness, right?
So.
I would take this to Oscar and be like, all right, Oscar, it's time for a bigger pocket. Yeah, he's been doing great on the tracking. Like the tracking's been coming together for him really well. And yeah, but I thought like the sales stuff was all for you. So I just added that in as a bonus to kind of map out a path. But you could totally use that.
Okay.
Did he share it with you?
Well, I need to go back. I just labor them in every week.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, and that's good. Like he needs it.
So.
Okay, guys, we're gonna kick this off. 9 AM sharp, let's do it. How's everyone doing?
Hey.
Who's tired?
Me.
Who's tired? It's a trick question. We'll test it.
I'm tired, thanks.
Again?
I'm tired, thanks.
Your chat, well done, buddy. You were savior last night, so well done to you. Are you gonna be all right?
I could have been a floor.
We need to have a bit of a start.
Give you a hug later.
Or maybe it's on purpose, so you can. That's right. Sleep here last night. That's right.
Okay, guys, if we just have your attention for a second, please. First and foremost, welcome. Welcome to Colorado. Who's from Colorado? Anyone from here? Who's been here before? It's stunning, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. The views have blown me away since I've been here. And what I want to do before we kick off is I just want to say thank you to the team now for putting on the breakfast this morning. It's just, woo! You know, Jets for the logistics of everything. You know, you've seen her in the group and making all of this come together. And obviously, you guys for making it here. You know, I think this is just a privilege to be here with you.
Thank you.
And I really mean that because you've all traveled in from all over the states just to be here with us, and we appreciate that. You know, we're very grateful. And Canada. Is there anyone else outside of Canada or the US? Everyone say no. UK, yeah. So yeah, I really mean that. You know, just for you to travel in to be with us, it's a privilege. So thank you for being here. So what I want to do to kick off is I just want everyone to turn to the person next to them. I want you to tell them something, one thing that you're grateful for today. One thing. So I want to kick this off. I'll do it. Go ahead, whatever.
Awesome. You too. I'm grateful to be in the United States of America, the land of opportunity, and all of you in this beautiful surrounding, able to speak about something.
Nice. All good? Feels good, doesn't it? Yeah.
Vibration.
Yeah, good. Feels good. And I think we can all focus on things. And this mastermind is about sales. So one thing I learned from being on the phone for 2 years solid was alarms going off and things.
Everyone's waking up.
I like that. But, okay, so that's the rule. If anyone's alarm goes off or there's any phone ring, you got to. This is real. You got to stand up and 10 seconds of singing. Happy with that? And we all got to do it. We all in? We all in agreement to that? Yeah. Everyone's like, you better sing then. You know how many alarms I'm going to sit right now? Yeah. So
That'll be the reason why we cancel.
There'll be no rule like that after today.
with sales, the reason I want you to do that before we start this off is because when you go into a phone call, what we talked about last time was if you go into a phone call in the wrong state of mind and it's all about you, then the call doesn't go the way you want it to go. Now, what I mean by that is because you go into the call with you being in your mind, I believe that when you get a state of mind of gratitude, of just about them, what you can be thankful for, the whole call goes into a different way because the dynamic is different. Right? It's very important to remember that because if you're on a call going, I want to make a sale, I need to close this person, I need to go in and really make this sale, you probably won't close it. You just won't because it's all about you. So when those hard questions show up, you don't ask them because it's about you. So just remember that. So that's the reason I want you to be grateful. And it's a good way to go into a call. Be grateful for where you are, be grateful for the person you're going to speak to. And when you go into the call, it just goes so much better. Anyway, so a few things that we got to cover before we hand you over to Mr. AJ is timing. So we're going to start every day, 9 a.m. sharp, and we're going to finish at 5 a.m. Sorry, 5 p.m. 5 a.m. Plenty of coffee, it's at 5 p.m. Also, we're going to do some breaks. It's a lovely location. So we're going to give you like some 15-minute breaks to stretch your legs, have a bite to eat and things. And that's going to be at, I believe, each day we're going to have a 10:45 to 11. So 15-minute break, grab some drinks, have a coffee, have some water, and everyone sat back down for 11. I'll just be rounding you all up. And we're going to have a break at 3:15 as well, till 3:30. Lunch will be at 12:30 till 1:30. All right, and you'll get an hour, go on the balcony, the weather's gorgeous, so enjoy it, take some photos, network, the sport, help yourself to the food. And that's the main time, it's 9 to 5, breaks, and then lunch. So we're going for dinner this evening at 7. Okay, so when we finish at 5, you'll have like 2 hours to get settled, and then we're going to be going to dinner. Jess will give you full details of that at some point during the day inside the group, so just keep your eyes peeled. Tuesday is going to run the same, so we're going to be in here at 9 a.m. sharp, finish at 5, same detail, all the same kind of things that we're going to be doing. Alex and I are going to be giving like the preparation we've done for this to give you the best sales training we can. We've been working on it for weeks, and we really wanted to walk away from this with a tangible execution plan where you can go and make sales, pretty much. And I'm talking before the call, during the call, after the call, more money for you guys, more sales, better show up rate, a lot. So we've been really working hard for that. And that's going to be spread over 2 days. I'm going to give that to you. There'll be Q&A, there'll be interactions, and as always, just good connecting with you guys and networking. And then on Wednesday, who's coming rafting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Back and also, in fact, guys, Rob and Tyler, welcome. Good to
Yeah.
Lovely, Geraldine, this is your first one as well, so welcome. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's great to see you as always. And yeah, we're gonna have a fantastic 3 days. The rafting is gonna be awesome. And again, we're just gonna probably chill out on Wednesday night. And I think we've got a lake planned trip. Is that tomorrow or Tuesday? So
Tomorrow.
Tuesday.
Tomorrow, Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday. So we'll chat a little bit more about that as we get near it, but we're planning on going down to like a nice lake for an hour or so, well, in a few cars.
Chad, can you just tell us the name of it?
What's the name?
Maroon Bells,
Maroon Bells.
one of my all-time favorite places in the world.
So it's like 25 minutes away up by here. And is it that it just or not?
That's called kind of like.
Tiny Lake? Okay. We'll have to look at those. We'll have to look at the name. So we will give
Oh,
it.
we're gonna do Pine Lake, that's fine. Yeah, that's good.
It's so Oh, wait a minute. I'm shutting up.
Right, we'll look at that, but yeah, we're not going there.
No, there's a place 25
There's a place 25 minutes away. It's like a beautiful lake.
Very
And,
simple.
and it looks amazing, apparently. So it would be nice for all of us to go there and just
When are we going to?
tomorrow evening.
Oh.
Yeah, just we'll look into that for logistics, but you'll be briefed and everyone will know what's going on now. But apart from that, I think that's it. But is there any questions from you guys before we kick off? Yes. Where do I get my shoes? Italy. Actually, yeah, in Rome. But brilliant. Listen to this. So this is, I'm going off piece. So this, I'm in Italy in Rome.
Okay, I
No.
can't see your shoes.
So I went to Italy, Rome, and I walked into a Ralph Lauren shop. Because I like Ralph Lauren, I like their.
I see that.
Yeah. So I go in and the salesperson in there, this is perfect. He was great because he made it all about me. He really did. He didn't try. What's the first thing they say to you when you go into a shop? Can I help you with anything? And he didn't say that to me. He said, what is it you like? What is it you're looking for? What's your favorite type of clothing? And then no one's asking, I like a shirt. He went, me, sir. Took me to the shirts. I bought a shirt. Then he went, got some great shoes to go with that. Upsold me, bought the shoes, bought the shorts. I walked out with like $700 worth of kit. And what happened? He was a good salesperson. He made it about me. I didn't even go in there. I went to have a look, but I bought $700 worth or €700 worth of kit because he asked the right questions. We're going to teach you that today.
You were happy.
I was well happy. I didn't care. It's like I didn't want the stuff, but he questioned it so that I walked out with it and I did want it. Think about that. Huh? Yeah. And so I got him in Italy, and that's what happened. I went in with no intention. He was a good salesperson. He listened to me. He asked questions, and he made me feel good. So I bought stuff. Think about that. That's the end of Mastermind. See you later, guys. Anyway, right, I'm going to kick this off. So I'm going to bring up the one and only Mr. Alex Jeffrey. Let's go.
So good morning. It's a pleasure to be here with you. The first thing I want to share with you is what Chad brought with him. This is Chad's book that he brought with him. And I looked at this book and I see that Chad is up to page 67. And I said to Chad, you go back and all you need to read is page 1 to 31 again and again and again until you get it. So in this book, this is my favorite book for an entrepreneur. This is my favorite, Ready, Fire, Aim. This is my favorite author, Michael Masterson. In this book, from page 0 to 31, he talks about making your first $1 million. That's it. And how you do that is you focus on sales, nothing else. You don't focus on the art in the office. You don't focus on the fancy computer. You don't focus on the receptionist. You focus on sales. If you focus on anything but sales, you're gonna go down. All right, the end of that mastermind. Let's go. All right, cool.
Keep it simple, right?
Yes. Well, I've worked hard like Carl said, we worked for weeks on these presentations to really keep it simple. So we are going to start with the mastermind outcome here. So basically what you're going to do at the end of these 2 days is you are going to share and agree to complete 5 to 10 action items from this mastermind that exponentially grows your business within 90 days. That's what's going to happen at the end of day 2. You are going to put together 5 to 10 action items. You're going to prioritize them. And then you're going to share them with the group and hold yourself accountable to moving away and doing these things. If you do 10 things, I'm sure you will do worse than somebody who does 3 things. Less is more. So if you've got this big list, that's going to be a problem. Okay, I say 5 to 10, but the lower the better. Today's outcome is you get better, you become better at negotiating deals. So for me, I sell coaching, I sell consulting, but I could sell this building. I could sell the ski resort. I could sell skis. I could sell the taxi, like whatever it is. I focus on sales, but really what Carl said, it isn't selling somebody, it's negotiating on their behalf. Okay, I look at sales very differently these days to how I used to look at sales. And my aim is that you become a more valuable business owner. Really, you become a more valuable human being is the real aim. I could have just said that as the outcome. You could become a more valuable human being. Making people feel good is sales. You go into a room, you make a load of people feel good, and they're going to want to reciprocate. Make sure you're feeling good, making sure you're looked after. So we're in the business of sales, ladies and gents. And if I put that there, it's like none of you would be here without sales. We actually had to sell you to come to this. And I wanted to really think about that. Hey, just give it 2 seconds. What do you think of this location? It's pretty freaking spectacular, huh? I mean, the guy, yeah, the guy dropped us off here and he said to me and Jess, like, you guys are doing it right. He looked at places like, whoa, So, but the truth is this, it's like, sales can be fun. Sales can be like, remember that picture, how beautiful of an experience that was in Miami? Just how beautiful it was. You get a video from her this morning? She put a video into the WhatsApp, into the Messenger channel. But none of you would be here without sales. So today's agenda, we're going to do sales training. We're going to do interactive sessions. We're going to do role play, where really I think the most magic's going to happen. We're going to do exercises. We're going to have hangout sessions, like Carl said, lunch and all that good stuff and hang out. And then there's rest sessions. I recommend people take time and rest and just, I definitely am. I'm going to be, getting some rest in and just, So that's the agenda. So what's your job? Okay, if you're in the business of sales, which again, you can all disagree that you're in the business of sales, go through page 0 to 31, and he talks about all the mistakes people make. Your job, front of house, is not to be a salesperson. Your job is to help people make a decision. That is the key differentiator right there. The guy who sold Carl, he didn't sell him a pair of shoes. He made Carl make a decision that the shoes go nice with the shirt, and I'll look really nice wearing these shoes and this shirt. Carl made a decision and left the store not feeling like he got sold a load of stuff that he didn't want. He left feeling good. And even now to this day, he's in Colorado wearing those shoes, showing those shoes off, telling the story of the experience. He didn't get sold. This is it here, ladies and gents. All jokes aside, if we just wrapped up the mastermind here and just said this, you can learn, because it isn't just you understanding now. You can learn what it means to go from being a salesperson to somebody who helps people make a decision. When you help somebody make a decision, they will then follow through on what they buy from you. They will stick with that decision. The buyer's remorse goes out the window. They don't feel like they got sold. When something goes wrong, they don't then look and look to blame you. Well, you sold me into this and you said this. They don't do that. When they make the decision, they follow through with it. It's the most committed client you can get. That's your front of house job. What's your back of house job? Well, it's to get more sales appointments. That is one of your jobs, is to get more appointments. You've got to be getting appointments. The second thing is to increase your average meeting value. So if you're doing calls, it'd be your average call value. But I call it meetings. It's you want to be increasing your average meeting value. So I listen to sales reps, or even not sales reps, people who say they're in sales. And people who are in sales are always full of shit. Do you mind if I swear? I'm going to swear sometimes, okay? Hopefully you don't mind if I swear. You know, some people who are in sales, they're full of shit. They're like, you just get me an appointment and I sell 100% of the people I get on the phone with. Yeah, really? No, I sell 80% of the people. Well, I then ask, what's the average call value? I don't care about your close percentage, because closing 80% of a $20 product ain't that sexy. But when you're selling, you know, $25,000, $50,000 packages, and you're closing 50%, so your average call value is 12,500 to 25,000 a meeting. I'm walking into a meeting knowing I'm walking out with 25,000, because that's my average call value. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's what I look at. That's for me, the number one metric I'm looking at. When I'm back to back on calls, has anybody been in Lions Den where you watch me? None of you? Jess has? You've been in Lions Den watching me?
Yeah.
So Jess may be the only person. I have a secret club called Lions Den. Huh?
Jason and I.
No, Jason knows. Yeah.
I was in the beta version back when we were in the CIA live.
Yeah, so you were. So
Is that Lions Den?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Jason's been in there as well. So I basically do sales calls in front of people. Like I have a Zoom on, just allowing you to watch me selling. My average call value is around $19,000 a call. And I'm wrapping those calls up in 9 minutes. Bam, 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 bam. And that's the number I'm looking at. If
Do that again.
yeah.
That
But
would be
the-
awesome.
But if I couldn't close them in 9 minutes, I would wait 30 minutes to close that, or 60 minutes, because I have that appointment and I want to close it. I want to close a certain percent of them, and I want to get that average order value, that average meeting value. So, ladies and gents, write that down. If you don't know your average meeting value, if you don't know your average call value, you've got to find that out first, and then you want to start looking to beat it. The third job for you to do is to increase your lifetime client value, your LTV. Those are the two most important metrics that I see in the business: your average meeting value and your lifetime value. You know, we can look at all the other stuff like your cost to acquire a meeting, like how much it costs to get a meeting. So I learned this from this guy here. So what has saved my butt, because this guy saved my butt more times than he's helped me become successful. And especially Rich Sheffrin, who's at the beginning of this, right? Rich Sheffrin, who's in the beginning of this, has saved my butt more than anybody. Maybe Adam saved my butt more than him. Notice I'm saying, in business as entrepreneurs, you're going to go through struggles. It is not rosy. If you don't have groups like this and you're on the outside on your own, that's where people are screwed. They have the nice Facebook image, you know, they look good online, but behind the scenes, you know, they're like feet like duck underwater.
So, do you remember what our average call value was here in Miami? Our lifetime value, remember what that was?
No.
So it was around $745.
Okay.
So since Miami,
Yep.
we're up to $1,340.
There you go, buddy. You doubled your business. Double, yeah, almost double the business. Now, yeah, I'm going to go into this now. Well done, because that's it. It's like a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. Like they buy more stuff. That's it. Like if I own a golf store, Carl's coming in. Carl's not just leaving with a pair of shoes if he's coming into my golf store. He's leaving with a new golf bag. He's leaving with new golf clubs. He's leaving with a golf hat. He's leaving with a golf membership. He's going to a golf retreat. He's going to be in the golf club. You know, he's going to have golf lessons. He's going to have the golf shoes. He's going to have the new golf balls. He's going to have the golf subscription. Huh?
You golf trousers.
I got the trousers. Okay, so that's it though. It's your average meeting value, your lifetime value. Okay, so let's look at some hidden money in your business, because like David said, he had money hidden in the business. So I already said that, get more sales appointments. You close more people. So the more appointments, of those appointments, you want to close more people, that increases your average meeting value. So the close rate does push that meeting value up. But you sell them for a higher price. So instead of selling $100, $200 on the phone or $1,000, you want to raise that price up because you keep the same close rate. But if you double, triple, quadruple what you're selling, the amount of it, your average meeting value goes up. And that's the bottleneck for businesses, is the meetings, it's the manpower on the phone. And then you want to ascend them to a higher price service, and that increases the lifetime value. The webcam went off. Oh, it's back on. Okay, so cool. Yes, Regina. Yes, you will get the PowerPoint, yes. And I'm going to move through them fast because I have 90 minutes to do about 90 slides, and then I have 90 minutes to do 2 slides. So I want to get through the 90 as fast as possible so I can stay on the 2 for as long as possible. So, but I'm just going through these things. You get the slides. This is the business here. This is the heart of the business. So opportunity cost. Like a lot of you are leaving money on the table without even knowing it. So as an example, you're selling a 3K package and you sell 5 of them a month, you make 15 Gs. But if you're with the same effort, this exact same effort, you could be selling a 10K package. It takes no more effort. I know psychologically or emotionally, it could be like worrying or draining, but no more physical effort. You could be selling a 10K package. If you sold 10 of those a month, that's $100,000. What that means is there's an $85,000 opportunity cost right there in that scenario. With no more effort, you're just closing higher percentage of a higher amount. You could go from 15 Gs to 85. Now let's just add to that. Now let's just say of those 10 people you sell, you upsell 3 of them. You sell upselling 3 people is of 10 for a 30K service, doable. Not even hard with the right people. So that's an extra 90K. So you have 100K plus the 90K, that's 190K. But the reason I'm sharing this is because now you've got a 19,000 lifetime value instead of a 3,000 lifetime value. So instead of just selling a $3,000 package, we've now sold them a 10,000, upsold them a 30,000. The lifetime value is 19,000 versus 3,000. Why is this so important? Because out there's competition. And the competition is fierce, and the competition, they are working when you're sleeping, they are at it. They're working the angles. Everybody's freaking learning this stuff these days. So if I'm selling a 3K package, you're selling a 3K package, there's not much wiggle room I've got. But if I'm now selling, a 10,000 and a back end 30,000, I can spend $5,000 to acquire a client. You can't even break even at $5,000. I can just wipe the floor with you. I can just take you out and you cannot compete with me. There's no way you can compete with me. I can spend more than 3,000 to get the same client. So the same client's going to give you 3,000 on me. I can spend 5,000. You can't even spend, you're going 2,000 in the hole. So at that point, that's how you win. He or she who can spend the most to acquire the lead wins. That's why when we do our seminars and we're selling $1 tickets to a seminar, I can be in the Facebook ads. I could be spending $180 to acquire a $1 customer. But then that $1 customer is worth $850. So I'm just able just to buy these $1 customers up in front of everybody else in the auction house of Facebook. And that's how we win there, because we look at the values of these people. So before we look at sales, I really want you all to understand that you must sell yourselves first. You have to sell yourselves first. If you go on the phone and you're not sold yourself, they're going to sell you. Somebody sold on that phone. It's either you or them. So what we're going to quickly do is, Jess, if you want to hand these out. We have a form here that we're going to spend a few moments on. So at the back of these forms, you're going to find a little exercise. Yeah, second to last page. Thank you, Tanya. So, Chad, let me just read this out here. So, basically, there's a worksheet. It's called the pink elephant in the room. So, what's the reason it's called the pink elephant in the room? Because we all have fears, we all have doubts, we all have subconscious minds that things are trapped in that our conscious doesn't pick up on. So, so as an example, you were speaking about Genius Network earlier today, okay? So I had the pleasure of helping Genius Network with their sales, okay? Their sales team, and they sell $25,000 packages and they sell them into the tune of millions of dollars. And I went in there and I spoke with the sales team and I give them help. And what I realized was I got resistance to that. I have resistance to it, going out there and helping these people. And I had this understanding the other day when I was with Jess. I'm not, like, this was a breakthrough in my subconscious, always been there, but now it's in my conscious mind. That's why I went from here. I was sat at the swimming pool in Colorado. It's life-changing for me. I am not good at the sales process. So if you want to understand the sales process, I have a sales process around me, but I'm not the guy for that. I'm the guy for the sales meeting. So if you have a sales meeting, you want to understand negotiation, like the meeting thing, that's what I'm good at. Whether it's selling this house, like I said, I sell this house, I sell the most expensive house, I sell a fucking mountain. That's what I'm good at, not the contract after or getting everything around there. So what I'm getting at is that this was in my brain that stopped me from going out there and helping all of these big organizations because I trap in my subconscious, well, I'm not really that good because I'm not good at the things around there. But when I stopped all that other around it, I looked at what am I really good at, which is the meeting. I'm good at the meeting. Well, now I can go to these businesses. Last night, somebody asked me their last promotion. They did $500,000 in a week. They just asked me to train a team for the next promotion. That's what I'm good at. Like that. Okay, here's what we're going to do. They made $500,000 in a week. They called me and said, "Hey, can you give us the edge?" Yes, I'm good at that. But all the rest of the stuff around there, I'm not really so good at. So that's my pink elephant in the room. I had that breakthrough at the pool the other day. That's going to really help me go a lot further in life. So with this here, we've got a few questions we're going to go through. First of all, the unshakable salesperson. Where do you undoubtedly know that you can help your clients? Okay. Where do you really know that you can help them? Then, where are you lacking confidence in yourself? Where are you lacking confidence in your service? Where are you lacking confidence in your sales skills? Where are you lacking confidence in your business? So I'm going to give you a few moments just to write out those lists and get aware of like where your lack is. Because if we don't know where our lack is, as we're going into these meetings, all of that's in our subconscious holding us back. Okay? All right, let's just take a couple of moments to fill out these and just start dropping gems on yourself. Thank you for the cop, Jess. This is normally where Carl turns on the music.
Sing, Carl, sing.
Yeah. Mama. Jeff. I'm hoping I'm good on time as well. It's 9:30. I've just got to fly through this section. All right, we're going to take a couple of moments here. All right. Yeah, without looking at this pink elephant, you go away and you could be hyped up. You could be like, yeah, I got this. I got my new skills. But something's going to hold you back from picking up that phone. There's going to be a resistance that you can't quite put your finger on. Why? You won't even look at it. You won't even look at it. We're scared of our fears. We're scared of our blocks. We don't even want to look at them. We don't even want to acknowledge them. They don't have to be singular, Jason. They can be multiple on each line. And you can write down lots of different issues. Issues out. Hey, you've got a free therapy session.
I don't got that many.
Huh?
I don't have that many.
Well, that's a good thing if you don't have that many. You may think you don't have that many, though. Well, you have appointments. Your business is a little bit different. I know you've got to start a coaching business as well. But you have sales. You have sales. You're a little bit different, but there's still the upsell.
I'm not.
Okay.
Like, I'm
But you have, I think that's a nice place to be. Isn't it? It's a nice place to be. It's like, I love my clients. I do. I love my customers. But customers, clients, stuff can be needy. Stuff can take up way more time than others. It's like Gary Halbert wore a hat before. And it said clients suck, and that's how he approached his clients on stage. That was it. It's like, you're all my clients suck. Yeah. But you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to, if you got a pink elephant, it's fine. Maybe Avery has something else. Yeah, lots of pink elephants. Yeah. All right, somebody share. So let me hear somebody talk about being undoubtedly knowing that you can help your clients. Yes.
Finding them with the system we have built to scale.
And undoubtedly, that can help them. Yeah. See how much now, knowing that when you're speaking with somebody or you're training a salesperson to speak with somebody. Now I want to go one level deeper, which we'll go into. What's the reason that's important for them if they were a buyer?
Because they don't have the confidence, nor do they want to put that system together. So we're going to do it.
So you take away the pain of putting it together, you take away the pain of all of the time trying to figure it out, and the years of wasted energy and effort. And then what's the benefit of having that system in place?
Now they can start generating leads and making sales or raising capital if it's real estate or finding owners. If it's real estate.
So did you write anything underneath there when you're lacking confidence?
Okay.
There you go. See, go ahead and tell me something you're lacking confidence with.
So we're on lacking confidence in myself.
Yep.
Which is why I have right here.
Yep.
Can I lead the team that we have? So I doubt.
Okay. Yep.
I put delivering presentation, which is at our strength. Yeah. It is a practice team, my strengths to live.
There you go. There you go. Good. Okay. What else?
So lacking in confidence in our service.
Yep.
We have identified a huge demand.
Nice.
So can we service that demand of our existing enrollment?
Okay, that's a good problem. That's a good elephant.
And then where are you lacking in confidence in your sales skills? I'm a consultative seller.
Yep.
Not like you, you're a great closer. I'm more consultative. So I want the ability to overcome objections. Because when somebody throws an objection at me, I want to be empathetic with them. I don't want to try to guide them in a different direction.
Interesting. Okay, well, we're gonna look at that. I think I'm a consultative closer.
And then my last one, which is again why I have this guy, is where are you lacking confidence in your business? Accounting.
Yep. Very good. Thank you. Who else is lacking? Go on, Jenny.
Yeah.
So what do you want?
Tell me something, tell me something that, you know, where you undoubtedly know you can help your clients.
I know that I can help my clients declutter their homes and minds, regain confidence, and learn to choose themselves and uncover their unique.
Nice. So I wanted to think about like what, yeah, well, you know, what David said is like, you noticed, I want you all to get this, because it isn't so much about answering these right here, right now, but it's more about you writing them down. You noticed what David said about this unshakable confidence that he had, but then all of these breakdowns he had underneath that. Well, I'm struggling with my accounting. I'm not really good at closing. I'm not, you know, all of that stuff's going to clutter the mind. But this up here, this undoubtable belief gets shattered. And you kind of don't go and do the business you should because of all of these emotional drawbacks you have. It's like these lists here. So just take a quick one more moment to, you know, to finish these out. Then what I'm going to do is I want you to circle the top 5 things that you know that you need to fix to feel stronger on sales calls. I want you just to look at those and basically to circle those. And then what you can do if you're old school like me, Chad, you can write it on here, or you can write it on your piece of paper. Then you're going to write out the list of 5 things that you could action to become better on sales calls. Are you doing the calls, David? Yeah. This is going to be game changing for you, huh? Yeah. So basically, if this was me doing this exercise now, I've got more than 5 elephants. I got lots of issues. I've got issues in lacking confidence in myself. I've got, you know, I lack confidence in my service. I lack confidence in my sales skills. I lack confidence in my business. So if I really look at that and sit with that, I'm going to have lists of those things. Then I want to look at what's the, you know, the top 5 things. If I just were to fix those, my sales is going to be better. I'm going to get on the phone and feel more confident. Because I don't know about you, but I've experienced sales when I get on the phone and I'm not confident, and I get on the phone and I am confident. Who's experienced that? Like both sides to it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'm like, and you can hear in my voice sometimes. I'm on the phone and people are like, who are you? All right. So I'm going to move forward. So as I mentioned, this can be a long list of action steps if you're not careful. You don't want to get too caught in the list of action steps. So take this one action step and it will seem like 95% of your business problems go away. It's like in Tanya's business, because her business is different, but it's like Tanya and Avery's business. It's like this. If they add in an upsell package, now one thing can double their revenue. We've spoken about it a few times. I don't know what the team, if they've been implementing or not yet, but that one thing can double the revenue. When you're making sales and you're making lots more revenue, it feels like 95% of your business problems go away. I mean, it literally feels like a lot of the stuff goes away. The other flip side to that is lots of money can cover up lots of problems. That's the other problem of having money. It covers up a lot of problems. And there's only way to take the money away, you see all of the problems. So take this one action step and it'll seem like 95% of your business problems go away, which is make more sales. Now, David, the majority of sales are made after the buyer says no. That's Carl goes into a store. Would you like any help, sir? No, I'm okay. If you've been into a store and somebody said to you, do you need any help? Do you need any assistance? You say no. And a few minutes later, you go through the clothes rack. Excuse me, sir. You ask the person to come over. Who's done that? You've turned the person away, and then you're looking through the clothes rack. Excuse me, can you come here, please? And then the sale is made. We want to have the power walking in the store to say no. It's ingrained in us. Would you like it? Do you need any help? No, I'm okay. And you just browse in there. It's ingrained in us. Go to a car lot. Do you want any help? No, thank you. And before you know, you're looking at the car, the person then comes over. The majority of sales are made after the buyer says no. So we're going to explore over the 2 days here, embracing the no, and then controlling the no. Because they're going to tell you no. And yes doesn't mean yes, and no doesn't mean no. When they're saying yes to you, they're just being compliant. When somebody's on the phone with me and they're just being, yeah. And at the end, they're like, no, like what happened? So yes doesn't mean yes. If somebody's being a yes man to me, I'm slowing down on that call. Wait a minute, I need to dig some more pain out. Because when they throw the no at me after, I'm gonna come back to them. So embrace the no and control the no. So I think this is the biggest one. And I'm going to use David as an example because he said, you know, he's more of a consultative salesperson, so he doesn't know how to handle objections. We'll definitely look at objection handling tomorrow. But this is the big one here. Like, people buy when they feel understood. Like, they don't care about your program or service. The majority of people who I've sold recently, I haven't even told them the offer. I haven't even explained to them the length of the program, what's included in the program, nothing. They've had no offer from me, but they felt understood, and they parted with their money. And afterwards they said, what's included? They felt understood. That's the aim. People buy when they feel understood, not when they understand you. So before a sales call, what I want you to think about is setting your intention. So you will make it all about them. So what I like to do is Carl Amory would like the password. No? Okay. So you will make it all about them. So that's sales call. If you go into the call to make money from them, more than likely you won't make money from them.
It's okay to ask the question.
Yes.
So how does that fit with what is so important that you showed us on the 10, turn the 10, you know, the focusing on the dollar amount of the call?
Yeah, because I'm doing business with people. So I see you as a person than the money. So if I just focus on the money and extracting money from you, your guard is so high that I'm not going to extract money.
Right.
And I'll show you like how I am able to make money when I say to somebody, well, let's just take the money, let's just put the money aside. Let's just take the money off the table. And I speak with the person. So what I'm saying is that when you set an intention, you make it all about them. Now, I do inbound calls. So I'm not outbound phoning people. Somebody's watched a presentation and scheduled the call. So I know they've got a pain. This isn't like some random phone call. So before I get on the call, I want to set my intention to make it about this person. That I know that this person is struggling and this person needs help. So that's the intention there. You cannot show up to a sales call with your own bullshit because they'll smother on you. You had an argument with your spouse, if you had an unhappy something or other, before you get on that phone call, you've got to leave all that aside. It's like the amount of times I've got up on a stage and I'm backstage going, what the hell's going on? What's going on? Oh my God, what's it? And then I've got to get on stage like, guys, I'll see you at 5 p.m. I can't even look at any of these problems until then. Then I'm on stage with an audience, making it about the audience. The same with a sales call. I cannot show up to a sales call with my problems, my bullshit, because they'll smell it. You've got to make it about them. Huh? Desperation stinks. Yeah, desperation stinks. Exactly that. You can't show up with your problems. These people have their own problems that they want fixed. They don't want to know about your problems. They don't care about you. Like, the biggest thing I learned is the clients don't give a shit about you. And you'd be like, oh, my clients love me. No, your clients have their own problems, their own issues that they want fixed. You're just a means to the end. But we love you, Al. Listen, the clients love themselves. They got their own problems they want fixed. Take you out the equation is the best thing. So set your intention, you'll help them. So if I can help this person, I will help them by selling them my service. Because you're never going to help somebody the most on a phone call. You know, the phone call is the opening to the service. And the other big thing is that, you know, what Javelin just said there is, even if you need money, you've got to say, well, I don't need this person's money. The universe will look after me. The universe will provide for me. But here's what I will do. I will vow to tell the truth to this person, which does lead to more people buying from you. So let me just say that again. I will vow to tell this person the truth, which will lead to more people buying from me. I will tell you things that I will ask you questions. Just really get this, because I think this is big for, I'm going to utilize David a lot because what he said, consultative selling. I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore closer. I would say I'm a consultative salesperson, but I close deals. I ask questions that other people are not willing to ask. That's what I'm going to get for you. That's why I want you to go this weekend. I'm going to ask questions. I'll have somebody on the phone me say, who are you? Because I told you more in the past hour than I told my husband I've been with for 31 years. So who are you? I'm just asking questions. And I'm asking questions further and further and going deeper, which I'm going to show you how to do. Then I tell them the truth. And I hold them to the truth. I vow to myself that I'm going to tell this person the truth. I don't care if we do business or not. The universe is going to look after me. I'm just telling this person the truth. And by telling this person the truth, we cut through the bullshit. And now they say, huh, this person's different. Okay. On the sales call, so that's before the sales call, making intentions. On the sales call, show up on time. It makes you trustworthy. That's right. Yeah.
Big. So much so that my prospect doesn't show on time. I'm out.
Yeah. but the thing about this is, if you told your prospect to be on time and told your prospect that if you don't show up on time, I'm out, that's fair. But if they don't know that that's how you roll,
They know.
as long as they, yeah, as long as they know, because like, you can't expect somebody to act the way you want them to act without training them the way that you want them to act.
My philosophy on that is I give them 10 minutes, which I'm
Yep.
struggling with.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So if they don't show up within that 10 minutes, I've got to provide a service to them, then what's going to say they're going to show up in any of our meetings post the sale?
I phone them though. I phone on the minute. So when I set a sales call, I'm phoning them. There is no show up. I'm phoning them on the minute. It goes ding ding. The hour hits. Yeah.
And then what I'll do is if they don't show up, I'll send them an email and I'll ask them, did they feel their time was more important than my time? And it's worked.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't even ask. It's like, do you believe that your time is more valuable than my time? Because then I get a no response. And then the apology happens. I'm sorry. And now you're back in control.
Right, that's exactly how.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quick question. So when having people call in the past, things like that, having people call in to have a better position frame right from the beginning of the call.
Yep.
Versus me calling in. I noticed that.
Yep.
We haven't tested this. I haven't tested this yet. But just what is your take on that? Kind of find out what it works.
I phoned somebody as soon as the second, like I think Javelin, when I got on the phone with Javelin recently, she goes, oh my gosh, you're just on time. I would expect nothing less of you. Like, so I've trained people around me to know I'm going to show up on time, because I never used to show up on time. I just don't want to sit around waiting for somebody, like let's just use Javelin, the same example, can't say Javelin's not on time. I'm now sitting there, I'm waiting for 5 minutes, 10, it's out of my control. I'd rather be the person initiating that time. So I can't answer, is it better to have inbound calls? It most probably is. Like close rate, show rate, I don't know. Who's singing, baby? Come on. What's you gonna ask a question, Devin?
Yeah. Please. In a black and white world, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
But I've had people that have had great technology trouble getting on a Zoom or.
That's why I like phoning. I just phone somebody. I don't use Zoom, I just phone them.
But if you've got other people on the Zoom, how do you phone while you're?
I just use a phone. I phone you. Hey, Javelin. I don't use Zoom, but
If they think that they're bad at technology, they should have started.
yeah.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah, I just phone them.
I know, like, my pink elephant is to be able to show up on time after the trials. If you don't care about the time, I don't care about you. And I made some, they show up when it's late. I really have to let that go.
Yes.
I saw them and they're great clients.
Yeah.
So sometimes my own pink elephant, oh, they don't care about my time. Like, yeah. And for me, it's been trying to work that out.
Let's keep this moving. So I do have a lot to go through here. So when you're on the phone, you want to use a script. Okay, it's very important. If you're not using a script, you've got to get on a script. The reason for a script is the prospect understands the process. You know, I used to sell people without letting them know the process. Then I get to the end of the call, they'd be like, Now I'll show you, you have access to my script in front of you. It frames what's going to happen. So as I get to asking about the money, nobody's like, I didn't know. They know exactly the process. So with a script, you control the call. You can stay on track because you could go off on one. There's nothing worse than going off on one. And you close a higher percent of deals. That's the reason for a script. So I am going to read my script today. I'm going to go through top to bottom. We can do an interactive session, like what did you pick up from my script? Just so you know, the script in front of you, we paid $40,000 for. Just so you understand, it isn't, and it's made, I've used this script to the tune of making multiple millions of dollars. So like this script alone here, it's literally put millions of dollars into the bank. And then we'll break down the elements of the script. So as you read the script, there's certain things in here, there's certain elements in here that we'll go through. I'll break it down. And then with a script, you don't want to sound scripted. So you got to practice, practice, practice. Even when I'm reading a script, you should know I'm reading the script. I'm always trying to sound just like I'm not reading a script, even if I'm reading a script. And I wasn't reading a script then. So my secret weapon in sales, no small talk. So, I'm just done with the small talk. I'm done with the just, how's it going? Oh my God, like the weather is beautiful in Toronto. No, I'm done with all of that. Straight into the script. The other thing is I don't talk about myself. It's all about them. And high standard selling, I'm going to speak to you about that, but like that there's like the way that I do business. We did a live presentation the other day where people could watch me making sales calls. And this woman goes, well, this is high pressured sales. And I said, no, it isn't. This is high standard sales. You're coming to me with a problem. I'm not leveling down to your problem. I'm leveling you up. I'm holding high standards on my calls. This is not high pressured sales. This is high standard sales. That's a big difference. Then I have deep, meaningful conversations on my sales calls. My sales calls are not just talking about a program or service. I have deep, meaningful conversations. People, and then just telling the truth. And the truth is going to be an uncomfortable situation. It isn't just, it's telling the truth. The truth means that you are going to be in a very uncomfortable situation with this person. They are not going to be feeling good when you're telling them the truth. You want to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. Yes.
If we have certain.
You speak up louder so they can hear you.
If we have certain points there that we are struggling, are we gonna have a moment to?
Yes.
Share that with you?
Yes, we'll definitely have time. Like I'm here for the next couple of days. You have access to me beyond now. I'm just showing. Listen, I've worked for weeks on these slides. I can give you the slides. Hop on a coaching class next week, the week after, the week after. Speak with me about these things. This is not like I condensed this. I'm like this. We could discuss this for years. Like we could speak around just like telling the truth for 2 days. Like the truth will set you free. Like if we just cut it down and like tell the truth, that's going to make you more money than anything you've done before. The telling the truth will beat any objection handling script. And we're gonna role play. Now, a master salesperson will say one word for every 5 to 10 words the prospect says. So like, you see me on coaching classes talking a lot. You see me at masterminds talking a lot. Who see me on sales calls? People are blown away by how little I speak on a sales call. I shut the up. I did that for you, Joe. I was going to say fuck quite like that. I shut up on a sales call. I disappear. I want to evaporate. Ask a question and shut up and take notes. I mute myself. So asking questions is key to getting them to talk. You've got to get them to talk. Now, reasons to get them to talk. They will tell you what to sell them. That is where we create unique offers. We'll speak more about unique offers. Get them to talk and they will give you the ammunition to back when they backfire after the price. So there's a thing called BP, AP. Before price, after price. Before price, they're like a puppet on a string. You they're like puppets. After price, they're like Chucky. They're nightmare puppets. They're just nightmares. Okay, that's it. The price is the moment they just turn on you. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, they turn on you. Who's experienced this? Tell them the price, like I gotta get off the phone, gotta meet, you gotta go. They ghost you. I'll be, I'm 100% in, Mary. I'll see you tomorrow, and then you never hear from that person again. Or the person messages you, says, "Leave me alone, get away." Fucking pest. Like I got self-worth issues. I mean, you know, rejection hurts. So I'm not gonna, and I'm being serious then, like I have real self-worth issues. So like that used to affect me to the point now I won't put myself in that position. I don't need you. You approached me. Why should I be the one who feels bad? It's all about controlling the frame. If they don't know the frame, they're just gonna go rogue on you. They don't know they're going rogue. One woman. A person will lie to you on the phone who is not normally a liar. They wouldn't class themselves as a liar. They wouldn't go, "Oh, I'm a liar," but they're going to lie to you on the phone, whether they know it or not. Yes.
So if your text, like just messaging with someone.
Yes.
The sales call, and the first question is, what's your price of the course or the program?
Very expensive.
That's just the question that I have.
My response would be, my program is very expensive, more than you would like to pay.
Do you jump on a sales call with them at that point, or do you? Like, how do you?
It depends. Like, yeah, no, I mean, like, look, if somebody's asking price, there is nothing for sale. There's nothing for sale. But I saw you had a presentation about something that you have. Yeah, I do have things for sale, but I'm not selling you anything. It depends. I'll say this, I like ruffling people's feathers. I'm willing to ruffle their feathers, especially if they're like coming straight at me with a price. Like I'm not price positioning myself. I want to be the expensive person in the group. I'm not lowering myself. So if they just ask, "What's the price?" you can just tell them the price. But if you answer somebody's question, the likelihood of them buying from you is very low. Yeah, you tell somebody the price, you've answered that.
Totally. I want to jump on that as well. When someone asks you the price and you give them the price, they don't know what value is attached to that. So you haven't thought through anything. So you know, the way Alex does it is a good way of doing it, but there's another way, because we sell differently, like completely different. And that's, you're gonna get a way of selling from Alex, a way of selling from me, mine. But the way I deal with it is that's a good way of doing it. I say that I don't know what you want yet. So I'm not really sure what you're after. I have various different types. So until I know that, I have nothing to say. So what is he looking for? You throw kind of question goes back to them, because otherwise you can say, "Oh, it's 10,000. Oh, okay, thank, and I've done it, you know, and you've done it. You're like, "Okay, brilliant. Well, anyway, I'm shopping around, I'm interviewing people. I'll get back to you." And they leave, and they never see me.
Yeah.
Not both days.
So
Never see me.
But I think like this, like behaviors. New, so
Yeah.
it's just like post on our Instagram, again, doing the last course, creating these and then people inquire from there, and then
Yeah.
the first question is.
Well, that's the first question, and your first response is extremely expensive. That's all, that should be it, that sets the tone. Like, that's my response, like, how much is this? A lot, like extremely expensive. More than likely, more than you'd like to pay me. What does this do? This goes, try me, try me. I'll fucking pay you. I have people giving me their credit card like that. Told you I'd give you the money.
Well, I don't even know.
Yeah.
There you go. I just like saying extremely expensive, and all of those things can follow out. Okay. But I want to set that price was like, oh, not like, oh, it's really cheap, like it's affordable. No, it's very expensive. More likely you won't want to pay for that. So let's just look at this. So get them to ask questions. Now, you want to understand, this is really good. Like we're feeding into it here. You want to understand the reason behind their questions. So when they ask you a question, you respond, that's a great question. What's the reason for asking that question? Like, that's what, you know, if somebody says, what's the price? That's a really good question. What's the reason for asking that question? Well, I don't want to buy another cheap course because I bought 27 cheap courses. I'm looking for something that has more one-to-one tailored thing. Good. You never know, they may be saying that. So you've got to understand, why does somebody ask a question? So this is one of the biggest things you can take away from this weekend, is don't respond to their questions. If they ask you a question, do not answer the question unless you know why they're asking you the question. That's a really good question. What's the reason for asking that question? It's a really good question. What's the reason for asking that? Then they'll tell you the reason for it. We'll get into that in role playing.
Keep that in that circumstance.
Everything.
That's a really good question.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Why did you ask that question? Well, I just want to know if I can afford it. Well, I want to know if it's, you know, in my budget. I want to know if it's not like all those other cheap courses I've seen. You don't know the reason they're asking it. You'd be surprised. I used to answer people's questions. My aim now is to never answer a question. They ask me a question, I said, it's a really good question, Jeff. What was the reason for asking that? Just, they'll
They
tell.
say, why would you program be good for me?
That's a really good question. It's a really good question. So what would make a program good for you?
Turn it around.
Ask every question you ask me. I'm asking you a question. So let's go to the next one, deflecting their questions. When they ask you a question, respond. That's a great question. Let me ask you this question. So the person asking the questions is in control of the call at that point. Whoever's asking the question is in control. Geraldine says, why would this work for me? That's a really good question. What would make a program work really well for you? I can start to look at understanding, well, I need, I've been in a lot of other things. I need more of a mastermind setting. I really want to commute. She'll start telling me what she wants to buy. How long's your course, Al? Oh, it's a 6-month course. Okay, thanks. How long is your course, Al? It's a really good question. What's the reason for asking it? Well, I'm looking for something really short. I need something that I can do in an hour a day and maybe over 2 months. I don't really want this extended 6 to 12-month course. That's really good. You should say that. So I have an 8-week course. And then I have, after that 8-week course, we're going to look at it. Then we have another 8 weeks bonus, another 8 weeks bonus. But I need to know how to take it to them. I can't give them the cookie cutter anymore. There's too much competition out there. You've got to know what they want. They're on the phone. They want something specific. Now, this is where the rubber hits the road, man. Don't be afraid to ask tough questions. You've got to rise them out of their bullshit. Your people are sitting in bullshit. They believe in their own bullshit. So people buy to remove pain more than gain. So remember that. So you got to find their pain. People will buy for the strangest reasons. They're not coming just to buy your course. They're coming for something. Like with golf, we used the golf analogy earlier. you know, the golf, what really moves somebody to buy those new clubs? Is to not be embarrassed driving that on that first hole in front of all of the people who are behind them and hooking the ball. Is that a hook? That's a hook, right? Slicing the ball off into the bushes. They don't want to be embarrassed at the tee off. At the 19th hole, you know, at the pub, they don't want to, they want to be there celebrating their will, not there looking like the idiot. So they will pay. What keeps the golfer up at night is being in the 19th hole. I don't know if you call it that in America or not. You do, yeah? Being in the 19th hole, embarrassed. That's what keeps them up at night. So that's what will sell them the clubs. Not that they're just going to enjoy the game of golf more, but you're going to save them from embarrassment at their peers. So people buy for strange reasons, and we all have our own weird quirks. Like, you know, I did a lot of business to prove my dad wrong. Nobody selling a course thought they would be dealing with my daddy issues, right? But we all have our own issues. People will buy for reasons they are not open to telling you. So they're not going to tell you these issues. They're going to lie to you. They don't trust you, and they're embarrassed, and they have shame around that. So they're not telling you the truth. They don't lie to you just to lie to you because they're liars. They don't trust you. They know they're in a sales environment, and they're embarrassed. Who's been in it, like Jess, like she sells, you know, financial advice. So Jess would be on the phone with somebody. So how are you doing financially? Oh yeah, really well. And they'd be going off on one. How's your market? Oh yeah, I'm in the market. I listen to the call. That person's full of shit. But the person's saying it because they think it's the right thing to say, to not be embarrassed, to not feel less than standard. They're just lying to you to hold themselves to a higher standard.
So that's what I like to help people with. It's through their shame and those issues.
Yes.
That's what I know I'm really good at.
Yes.
The problem is that's the problem.
But that's the but
Okay,
you okay. So
so
let me
there's
answer
fear.
it. Let me answer it.
Like there's fear.
So the sales call is the start of your service. If you cannot do this on the sales call, how can they expect you to be the coach to help them through all of that if you can't do it in the first encounter? So sales is the start of service. So if on the sales call you cannot rise out of their bullshit, how are you going to do it in the coaching program after they've given you money?
Okay, yes. But there's fear. They have all this fear.
Yes, so you hit the fear. You tell them, I understand you have fear.
Yes.
What fears do you have? And you go deeper and deeper. So we're going to go into that in a second, okay? The next thing.
Yeah.
But listen, here's where it is. People will buy for reasons they're not open to telling you. They're not telling you these things. So they're there, but they're not telling you. They're going to lie as well. They're not even liars. But they may see their friends after say, oh, I was on the call with this person asking me all these weird questions. I just told them a load of stuff just to get them away from me. And then they'll justify being a liar. But they wouldn't class themselves as liars outside of a buying situation or a sales situation. So key points to remember. What time do I have until Jazz? 10:45? Thank you. Key points to remember. You must thoroughly understand and keep asking questions until you understand the prospect, who wouldn't be on the call unless there was some pain. The problem is always worse than they think. You must get to the pain. So sometimes they don't even know how bad the problem is because they're so caught up in their bullshit that they hide from it and they don't look at it. So you've got to dig into this. So what we want to do is we want to look at it like an onion. You've got to go in. Like, it's so funny. It's like I'm a psychologist or a therapist or a counselor on a sales call. That's what I really think it's like. It is.
It's a therapist on a Broadway show.
Yeah, it's a therapist on a Broadway show. There's an act to it. Oh, no, God, really? That long? There's acting because they need that. And this is how I realized, like, this is what I got. I think I was saying this to Jess. It's like, let's just say I love scuba diving and I'm a scuba instructor and I want to take you down to the 40-foot shipwreck, The shipwreck. And I'm taking you down to the shipwreck, and I want to take you down there and have this experience with you. And we're going to come out afterwards. You're all going to have your beers. I'm going to have your sparkling water. And we're just like, oh my God, what a great experience that was. Most people, they're learning not under 40-foot water with a shipwreck, they're learning in a pool. So I'm doing my training in a pool. So when somebody jumps in the pool, it splashes, I gotta go, whoa. I gotta be a bit theatrical. Even though I'm not taking, I want to go down, 40 foot with them. As they jump in the water, there's a bit of splashing water. I need that theatrics. Oh my gosh. Because they need that. It's like when I went ziplining in the jungle. I went ziplining and the guy was like, he's like, oh my God, like you're like a pro. I'm sliding in on the zip line. And I'm like, everyone's like, oh my God, you're like a professional. You've done this before. I literally thought I was amazing. I was sliding through this jungle, like, they're like, fuck, he's a professional, right? Until I listen back and they tell my kid, man, you're a professional. I look around, every single person with that zip line was a professional. Oh my God, you're a professional. I literally believed I was professional until I realized that was the line for everyone. So there needs to be that theatrics there, okay? It's needed for the experience. But you are a psychologist. You are there to get inside of their brain. So you want to go down deep. You want to ask them questions. I'm not going to go through all of these right now, but like, what's the reason you reached out with us today? That's a great question. What's the reason you reached out to us today? What's the reason you're on the call with me? I can ask this question in multiple different ways to listen. Like, what's the reason you're here? Well, what challenges have you been facing before now that brings you on this call with me? What's the biggest challenge you're facing right now today? How is this showing up for a problem for you? I want to ask these questions and I want to go deeper and deeper and deeper. You cannot be shallow on a sales call. You've got to go multiple levels deep. You've got to find out what's really going on for them.
How much do you acknowledge them in this place right here? Versus just listening?
I can acknowledge. I mean, I can acknowledge, but I want to ask another question. We could do some role play with it. So you tell me, I say, okay, so Chad, so what's the problem? You're like, well, I'm not closing many deals. Okay, you're not closing many deals. I can just active listen, not closing many deals. Okay. Well, how long has this been a problem? And if you shout, oh, quite a while. Like, how long is quite a while? Well, about 6 months. 6 months? So you only been in business 6 months? No, I've been in business about 5 years. So the 4.5 years before the 6 months, you were good, yeah? Well, no. So actually, it's been 5 years then, yeah? Shit, now you say it like that, yes, 5 years. So you're telling me that you've been struggling for just 6 months? Well, no, actually, you say I've been struggling for 5 years. 5 years struggle. I mean, you enjoying the struggle or something? Like, are you liking this struggle? Like, no. Tell me more. Like, what's the reason you're not liking the struggle? It's like 5 years, a long time, chap. So 5 years of struggle, and you've just made the decision not enjoying it now. Like, you enjoyed it up until now? No, I've been not enjoying this at all for 5 years. So you're telling me it's been 5 years of like enjoyment? No, it's been 5 years of hell out. I'm trying to so I'll say this. I am willing to act stupid and I'm willing to look stupid. And if you notice some of my questions, I will be stupid in front of the person to get them to really come forward and tell the real response. No, this has been 5 years of hell out. So I'm willing to act stupid.
Here's the thing I'm challenging in this, and it's the acting stupid piece versus you don't want them to feel stupid because it's about them and you're a pro.
I will allow them to come to the conclusion that they're being stupid without me telling them they're being stupid.
Okay.
So I do want them to come to the understanding that they're being stupid.
Okay.
But I'm going to act stupid to get them to come to that conclusion that they're actually being stupid.
Sounds like a long time.
Yes. There you go. Yeah. Yes.
And ask you that, that's not, I would feel stupid. I would be like, shit, this sucks for 5 years.
Yes.
Like, and that's the pain, right?
Yes.
When you can solve that pain, that's the
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So notice how really well said. So I'll now sit with them for a minute and I'll be like, 5 years? Wow. You know, that Broadway shows, you know, we're like, wow, 5 years. I bet it's gone fast, huh? Oh no, it's been a long time out. 5 years of struggle, huh? And you want to continue for the next 5 years of struggle? Oh no! No? Let's see if you raise your standards today, you know, let's see where you fit in line today. Another 5 years of struggle sounds like it's an option for you though. I don't want that option. You know, so like 5 years went from 6 months to 5 years. So these questions, like this is the part now when I'm asking questions, I'm getting into questions fast in my script, as you will see as I role play. I'm getting in there and I'm asking questions, I'm shutting up, asking questions, shutting up. The only time I'm speaking is to unravel them and get another question in. So these are all in the script here. I don't have to go through all of these, but like these are really good questions. Like why do you want to start now? Like Chad, you've struggled for 5 years already. Why not just do another 5 years of struggling? Like I would ask that question. It sounds stupid, doesn't it? Like you've done 5 years of struggling. Why not meet up in 5 years' time from now? Just do another 5 years of struggling. How stupid that really does sound, but they're like, Al, I cannot go another day with struggling. Another day? Come on, you've got another 5 years in you. No, I've got to fix this now. I cannot go another day. What's the reason you cannot go another day? You've already done 5 years. Well, and then they'll tell you, well, my spouse, she's like sick. Now I'm in the pain. Now I'm in the household. My spouse, she sleeps in another bedroom. She's sick of me. I'm just at the computer all the time. And I'm not. Your spouse is sleeping in another bedroom. Yeah, she won't even face me. So notice how that question went from, you know, I want to fix it today. Come on, you've got another 5 years in you. No, I've got to do it today. What's the reason you've got to do it today? Come on, you've got 5 more years. No, because, and then they start to tell you what's going on. You're really uncovering what's going on. And that's what I mean where people buy when they feel understood, because they're not going to tell you this stuff unless you actually frame it correctly, ask the right questions, and you're willing to go in there with them. See, for me personally, when I pick up that phone, I swear down, I don't care if I'm making the sale or not, because I know for a fact there's people behind them. There's always there's always other people booking in calls, always. You know, Frank Kern taught me, there's a billion of them and there's one of you. Like they just keep lining up. They just don't stop lining up. I promise you this. Every time I thought my business has come to a crash and halt, somebody books in, somebody books in, somebody books in. I just vowed to tell them the truth. That's my vow. When I pick up that phone, I'm like, well, they're coming in for a conversation. I'm a trained assassin. That's it. You're coming for a conversation with me. Oh, hey, Al, how you doing? I'm a complete assassin. I am not leaving that call without telling you the truth. And if I tell you the truth, my job is done. And I let people down when I don't tell them the truth. I really let them down. So holding space for people is an important part of sales. So these questions, they're powerful questions. Now, you know, once you ask, you've got you know, I'm negotiating script in a moment. I'll talk with you about that today as well. But when you ask people questions and you get to the pain, you've got to agitate the pain. So I'm sure you've heard this before: problem, agitate, solve. If somebody tells you, oh, I've been struggling for 5 years, and I'm like, oh, cool, we'll struggle for another 5 years. It's not that bad, is it? Like, oh, no, I can't do that. Can't do that. You've already done it for 5 years. You've got another 5 years in you. No, I've got to fix it today. What's the reason I want to fix it today? Well, like my spouse, she's like, you know, whatever it is with the spouse, she's sick and tired of seeing me working at the computer and not making money. She's sick and tired of being you at the computer not making money. Surely your spouse loves seeing you working all the hours and making no money. Again, I'm sounding stupid, but it's bringing the best out of them when I sound stupid. And I'm finding what it is. No, my spouse, she's going to leave me if I continue this way. Well, maybe that's a good thing, right? Maybe we can just give out the marriage. You don't want to be in the marriage anyway, do you? What do you mean? Of course, I love this woman. I want to be with her for the rest of my life. Well, I've got something to really agitate them here. So if they start trying to like bounce, like, oh, like I'm going to go and figure things out. In the objection handling piece, this is my agitation point. So you really don't love your spouse. you want your spouse to like leave you. Because I can agitate that there. It's like, got a problem, I can now agitate it more. Nobody's coming to buy a program or a course. That's just the solution to the so having a list of probing questions that you can ask, like, so tell me more about that. So Chad, you've been struggling for 5 years. Tell me more about that. Why do you think you've been struggling for 5 years? Like, these are just probing questions. You can just ask these type of questions to get underneath it. But there's a problem, and I want to find out how I can agitate that problem. So Ryan Dice said it, it's not the most slickest way, but Ryan Dice taught me this years ago. He said, I want you to think about the problem is I've got a knife and I've just stuck a knife in you. That's a freaking problem. Now, to agitate it, I'm going to twist the knife. Now I've just agitated that problem. Now I've got a Band-Aid. I can solve that problem, the bleed. Okay, it's not the best way, but it's yes.
I hope people come up and say, whenever I get around you, I cry.
Yeah.
Yes, I know it's a sale.
I wouldn't make an offer to somebody unless I made them cry back in the day. So I wouldn't actually close a deal until I made somebody cry. I don't do that anymore.
That's funny.
Did you hear that? Chad tell Kai, oh, I cry when I saw your videos about your program.
I cry every time I watch your TikTok videos.
And then Kai say, wanna join my program? Straight while the iron's hot.
So you want to listen then relay. So Chad asked about the question just now. So you and by the way, with this stuff here, there's no right or wrong because everybody's unique. And there's a saying, you can take 5 minutes to close a deal and then 55 minutes to lose the deal. You can have an hour sales slot, close the deal in 5 minutes and spend the next 55 minutes losing the deal. You got to be very, you've got to know where they're ready. And, so like, that's why I like my sales script being really quick. And I like getting to the no fast and then working on that no. I like working through that no fast. I want to give them the power to say no and then control the no, which we'll be teaching. So examples of clarifying questions. Is this what you said? Like, did I hear right when you said this? Like, you're just clarifying. It's like active listening, These are in the scripts. You got them in the paper there. So this is the big one, and it takes balls because like I'm a ballsy person. Who thinks I'm ballsy? Right? I'm ballsy, right? Like straight, like I say stuff. Jess is like, I cannot believe you say that. Right? Like I say things and I'm ballsy. But sometimes I realize like I'm not willing to say things to people. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like it's like, oh, am I going to say this? Am I going to say it? Then I do.
What's an example of something you've been holding back in a sales call? Trying to say it.
Well, I think that if I just go, like, let me answer these, let me just say this and I'll go to the questions. Like, so what happens is when you're on a sales call, you want to turn the prospect into a buyer. You don't want to sell them, you want to turn them into a buyer. So the reason is that you put the pressure on them. You put the onus on them. I think I'm a negotiator. That's what I think I am. I think I'm a negotiator and I negotiate on their behalf. When I got Jason on the phone and I'm telling Jason about this, I'm not like, oh, I need the money from Jason. I love Jason's company. I love being around Jason. I'm really glad you're here. But I was negotiating on his behalf to get him here. When we had the conversation, I wasn't selling like I want his money, get in here. I'm like, Jason's going to learn a lot from this. And I spent the time to negotiate on his behalf to get him here. Make sense? It's like I believe I'm a negotiator on other people's behalf. And that to me is where I sit. That's like who I am. If I was selling,
Like, that all comes back to your first part of having that self-confidence that yes, to have.
Yes, you've got to have that. You've got to have that. Yeah, yeah. If I, and that's why I've worked my ass off on these slides. Like I've really put my time into this because there's going to be certain things for each of you. You don't need one thing out of this. Like some of you, there's just little nuances, not the whole presentation. You need just a little thing that will change everything for you. For me, it's like I'm not getting off the phone. For me, for sales, I'm not getting off the phone. I'm not getting off the phone. You're putting the phone down before me. I'm staying on the phone with you. I'm here for you, Geraldine. But I don't want to be in the program. I understand that. Let's put the program aside. We don't have to talk about the program. Like, what is it you need? Like, you know, I'm speaking to that person. More than a program, selling them.
I have to say, I felt like that when we talked. I felt like you were negotiating for me,
Yes,
and that opened me up to all possibilities.
yes. That's it. That's what I do.
Mhm.
I'm not doing this. Thank you. But it's genuine though. I mean, it's genuine. That's what I'm doing. I'm like, if I don't sell you, I'm at least, you know, in our situations, I'm not like telling you these brutal truths. Some people I'm telling them brutal truths, you know, and I'm telling them things like, but I am negotiating on your behalf. I put the pressure on them and I put the onus on them. So these questions, Kai was asking me, like, where do I hold back a little bit? Like, what's the reason we should accept you as a client? I know it sounds a simple one, but it's now getting them to sell you. Like, so what's the reason? So we have very high standards in our program, Kai. What's the reason we should accept you as a client? Well, and they start selling you. Well, what's the reason? And it's like, so a guy says to me the other day, he goes, what makes you different to all of the competition out there? I said, nothing. He goes, oh, I will never, ever defend my position against somebody. If they ask me questions like that, I will never defend myself. I'll say nothing. They're much better than us. What's the reason you're on the phone with us? Oh, well, I don't like them. Yeah, a lot of people say the same thing. I think they're great, but a lot of people come to us because they like us. But I don't even just let me take one step back. What's the reason we should buy from you, Alex, instead of them? I don't think you should. Go with them. Like, what's the reason you're better than the competition? Nothing. I say, or what's the reason you're different to all of the other programs I've been in? There is nothing different about us. But let me ask you this question. What's going to make you different this time, going through this program, than all of the other programs you've gone through that failed you? What's going to make you different? Because I will not sign you up if you act the same. So you better start selling me quickly, or you're going to be different. Otherwise, there's no way I'm taking your credit card off you today. And they start splurting out like, I gotta do it. And they just start selling their souls to you. What makes this time different? What will you do differently that you haven't done in the past? So you've got to put the onus on them. They start trying to get you to sell them, don't sell them. Like, oh, well, sell me. No. That's not how this call goes. There's not a sales call. I'm not the one. I'm finding out if you're a good fit for us. We can't help you. You're not coming in. And you have that frame. You know, as long as you believe you can help them, you do that.
Can I jump on that, Alex?
Yes.
So that's, guys, that there is critical.
Yes.
They're expecting, when you say what makes you different, they're expecting a response for you to go, wow, we do this, we do that, and listen all of your features and stuff. And they're expecting it. So when you don't give it to them, that creates an attraction.
Yes.
You can't help it. It's a human attraction. So when you just say, I don't know, maybe we're not, then you throw it back to them. It totally, they're like, I didn't expect that. It makes them want to know more and want to come back into your realm. So you've just got to be conscious of it, because I've heard people on the phone when they go, so what makes you different? But, wow, we got the best this, we got the best, and we start selling.
Oh, who's singing?
Sing a song. That's not me, it's Jess. It's not me, I mean.
Like Jess owes a full song.
That's 27.
Yeah, so yeah, just don't forget that when we ask you.
So
in Harmon, they did it with me.
Yeah.
When I first sold it 2 years ago. He asked me that question, and I said, I don't know. what makes us better? Who else you looking at? Maybe you should go with them. And she went, "Oh, there's Leah."
To what?
Oh, dear. ADHD, go away.
Anyway, yeah,
So some questions around like, how committed would you say you are to making this happen? And if they don't sound, you don't have to ask all of these questions. Like certainly I do not ask all of these questions, but these questions are there. You could ask one of them. So like, how committed are you to making this happen? Like, I'm pretty committed. I'm like, listen, this ain't a pretty committed program. This is not a pretty committed program. This is a very expensive program. And if you're not 100% committed to getting results, we would not like you in our community. This is a community of higher level achievers. How you've acted in the past, has that got you the results you want? They're like, no. Do you want results? Yes. You've got to change before you come in. Let me ask you the question again. How committed are you to getting the results? Like, I'm 100% committed. Okay, so what's just changed in the last 10 seconds? Because just now you're a little bit flaky and I'm not really sure that you changed right now. Are you just trying to tell me this just to get it on the inside and then like act all weird? Because I'm not, no, Al, they're selling themselves to you. You, on the sales call, let them sell themselves to you. Bob.
So if you have a program that they bring up, it's a unique program that is very different.
Yes.
Anything in the market.
Yes.
You still suggest not saying, like, why you're 10 times better than.
I don't want to say I'm better than anybody because that's about me.
Like, if it's
I want to dissolve from the. I'm not even a part of the conversation. Like how am this is what I learned. Back in the day, you have all your gurus, right? You got your Frank, you got all of your gurus of the internet marketing edge. Collect all of those gurus together, and they have not created as many success stories as I have. Like, so back in the day, some of the people who've now excelled past me, but I'm talking like back in the day, all of the biggest name gurus, you put them all together, and they did not have as many success stories as I had. None of the gurus. Combine them all together, they still didn't. Like, that's how I roll. I would be on the phone telling people this, and nobody's buying. I'm like, why? It's all about my ego. It's all about me. Nobody give a shit about it. I've created more success stories than anybody else. Still no buy. I was like, well,
I'm talking about like a feature benefit of your program that's unique to the entire world.
Have they seen, how do they find it?
yeah, but we're gonna have to. We're gonna keep, let's just do this then. Let's just get into role play quickly. Go.
Oh, okay, so like in this particular instance, the course that is being built, there's no one that offers live training.
Oh,
It's just that.
But what's live training? What's the reason live training is needed to get results?
To master craft.
And what's the reason they want to master their craft?
So they can make kind of stuff like that.
So are you telling me that you're gonna put supporting your family, making an income to support your family at risk because you're just gonna buy a course that doesn't have a unique component of live training, which means that you can just watch the training, but if you don't have somebody to speak with, you're not going to be able to master it. So you're going to put somebody's lashes on wrong. They're going to ask for a refund. They're going to tell everybody in town you were bad. Is that what you want? Everybody in town thinking you're bad?
So you don't use the success of your previous clients as a self.
In the marketing, you can do it like Carla talked about it. Like you can, you could definitely tell success stories on the call.
Like,
but all I know is I like that person in front of me. I just like speaking about them and they tend to buy. Even if I tell them success stories, they still don't buy.
even if you're saying like, this client was $100,000.
If they can relate to
Yeah,
it.
we'll go into that.
Yeah,
Go into that next. Really go into that.
So that happens to me a lot, because one of the things coming in me is being able to get somebody to invest in multi. So I get asked a lot, how many of your students are investing because of being in your program? And I just tell them, I say, we have success stories. We've had a few closings over the last couple of months. After this call, I'd be glad to have a conversation with you, but let's get talk back and talk about you. So I say I'm not good at handling objections.
Let's just go back to it again. So let's just I don't want to move forward. Let's say this, you said that they asked you what question?
How many students in your program are doing these?
That's a really good question. What's the reason for asking that question? Same thing. You're using the same move with different people on the phone with you. What's the reason? Well, I want to make sure that you don't know why they're asking the question. Like, what's the reason for the question before I answer the question?
So I think I got off, like
Yeah.
you had said in something about offer and you think of why you're different, like when someone says, well, why should I invest in your program? So like, why would I buy your launch training program over somebody else's? So you wouldn't suggest saying, well, everyone else has videos online that you watch where we do this and this and this over.
Well, then I could tell a story and I try and, if that's an objection, I try and overcome that objection beforehand. But I would say, you know, one of the biggest reasons people come to us is because they bought other courses in the past and the courses didn't have somebody to ask questions to, and then they got stuck. And the reason people are joining us at such a great rate, in fact, we have to close this program down very soon because we're not going to be able to handle all of the business that's coming to us for this one specific thing. We're there on hand to answer questions about these things. But again, I need the person's slip in front of me, the negotiation sheet, to make it unique to them.
So you bring up the uniqueness. I'm just thinking like, no, it shouldn't buy from us, go buy from the garbage person down the street where you get a success.
Well, yeah, you say, look, I tell people, like, I don't need your business. I'll just tell you the truth. You can go and buy their course. You can buy the course, but the problem is they don't have Q&A. So you're just going to buy a course. And then when you get stuck, who do you speak with? Do you want to get stuck and have nobody to speak with and then do something wrong and then have lots of people get annoyed you? And then they're on the trust pilot and then making bad reviews about you. And everybody in town says, don't go to that last person because they make mistakes. Is that what you want? Is that what you want?
No.
I have live Q and A's, not.
Yeah, but I answered it in that way. Is that what you want? No. So you can go and buy their course if you choose. But be careful if that's the path you go, okay? I'm just here to guide you the best way possible. Notice how I'm not selling them right now, but I'm getting them to make a decision that I don't want those negative reviews and to be alone. Okay? I'm not saying I'm better. I'm just saying that's the path you can go and go that way if you choose. I'm just here to help you and like this. Makes them feel good. So just buying questions, you want to get them to buy. You want to listen. If they don't sound committed, you must bring it up before moving forward. You can express this committed clients to get results.
That's huge, by the way.
Yeah.
I've learned the hard way.
Yes, we've all learned. Listen, Chad, you're going through the ringer. I've been through the ringer. Sales is tough. Sales is a tough environment. It takes a long time to really, you've got to go through it, Chad. You know, you've got to know what doesn't work. To the point now where I'm picking up the phone and I'm just like, here we go, you know? What do you do with all of these questions? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to use this negotiation master plan. So if you actually look on your sheet, you're going to see at the back, I'd say, a negotiation master plan. That right there is where I capture my triangle of trust. So in there, you're going to see pains, agitate, desires, and needs. So my triangle of trust, when I'm selling somebody, is just based on their pains, desires, and needs. We're going to do some role play today. But this is where I make all of my sales, is in this here, the triangle of trust. And this is where I make my unique offers. So tomorrow we're going to be covering sharing the investment with them, overcoming objections, David, closing the deal, and plus ways you can bank. So there's ways that I want you to actually be leaving this mastermind with deals happening. And you leave here making money, way more than the investment of this deal. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a break in about 5 minutes. And when we come back from the break, I'm going to be picking somebody and I'm going to be creating a unique offer around that person's program and service. And then I'm going to role play selling it back to them. So I'm going to pick somebody in the audience. I'm going to then sell their program of service back to them. And all of us are going to fill out the negotiation sheet. So that negotiation sheet, as I'm doing the role play, you're going to be filling out the sheet. Okay. So every single call that I do, I am always using a pen and paper and filling in a sheet. The first thing I do is I put their name in the top left because I'm terrible at remembering names. And the most powerful word for all of us is our name. So I can always look back to the top left and refer back. So Mary, so Kai, so Regeni. When I'm on the phone saying somebody's name.
That's huge, by the way. When we were building a sales team, I listened back to one of the guys' calls, and obviously she didn't do that. And halfway through the call, called the lady a completely different name. Her name was Tracy, and she called her Susan something. And she didn't sell it, obviously. She went, so thank you, Susan. I mean, Tracy. It's like, we did that. Did you write it down?
One of the things that I've done over the last month is I got a big whiteboard behind me.
Yep.
It's getting ready to change.
Yes.
I got this big whiteboard behind me.
It's good.
So on it, I wrote strategic partnering welcomes. I put ... I always put the first.
It's good.
So they can see it.
Yes.
And I got people all the time. Holy, it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I got on the phone with David and it was just my name was on the whiteboard. I'm like, that's really cool. As simple as my name on a whiteboard, but it's just like, I was like, that's really cool. It was, yeah, I do 12 people I do calls with. So,
My community is called the Strategic Partnering Community. So I put strategic partnering welcomes and I put their name and I put close.
Welcomes.
That's the power of the mastermind right there. What you just said, I just learned that, you apply that. That's what I mean.
The other thing is maybe, Zoom may be good for you. I don't think Zoom's good for me because I'm just so intense when I'm selling. I just don't know if like me on camera staring at something.
They make them sweat.
Yeah, they're just like the beads of sweat dripping down. All right, so we got 2 minutes, but before we do go to break on time, we're going to get back on time. The negotiation master plan. This is it. This sheet here is the money. This is how me and Carl got together. So I had hundreds of these, and I needed somebody to go through them and actually read all of them and all of the similarities and commonalities, and then to create marketing based on this. Because marketing drives sales, sales drives marketing. You fill out a number of these sheets with people that know their pains, you keep hearing these, this is what you take back to your marketing. And that's how Carl, I'm like, I had hundreds of sheets, I'm like, I need somebody to go through these and actually write down all of the notes. So like, remember this, marketing drives sales, but sales drives marketing. And this is my most important sheet because you've got a sales script, but I believe the person becomes the script. That's why this is the negotiation master plan. Because I'm not looking at a script, I'm not selling them an offer. Whatever's on here is what I'm selling them, which we're going to go into in a bit. So with that said, 1 minute, we good? Oh, all right, there you go. I made you on time.
15-minute break.
Which call value? Which call value? What do you think? Call value. Which call value? You said call value. All right. So how much the call is worth? So if I'm selling all this worth, or how much I sell? Weird.
That's service right there.
All right, cool. So about to start. So
Yeah, but there's queues for the bathroom, so
There's more downstairs.
yeah, they're just gone down now, Chad and
So-
everyone else is here.
what I'd like to do is I'd like to, because we went through a lot of stuff there very quickly. And I want to just say that I spent a long time making those presentations. When I say a long time, I mean, I've been working on this for weeks. And I never work on stuff like this for weeks. I'm always like on the fly with my stuff. But for all of you, I really wanted to, there's nuances. There's like, Ty was just saying for himself and Jason and Robert, I've asked them. So give me a single thing, Barry, from that presentation there that's poignant for you.
I even folded it.
I'm gonna ask this to a few people. You know, like Jason said, like negotiating on their behalf. Go on, Mary.
It's asking a question with a question.
There
And
you
even
go.
more than that, just like, what's the reason for that question?
Yes, understanding that when they ask you a question, there's a reason for it. If you can get underneath that and find the reason for the question, you can close the deal easier, quicker, better, smoother. Like, yeah, that's a huge one.
Can I add to that one?
Yes.
I think what I really like about that is that in some sales books, they'll talk about like, oh, like you really need to understand the reason behind, but you just ask them.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to like think it up or try to think what they might be asking or kind of tiptoe your way around it. You could like, I never really thought like you could just directly ask.
Particularly on this summer.
Like, why guess? Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, so something Robert said, which I think is really important. He said, he's been in sales for some time, but Robert's like an engineer, right? And so he's like, if they lie to him in the past, which he's known that they've lied to him, he kind of lets them go because he's in his ego. You got to get out of your ego in sales. Ego is going to crush you in sales. You cannot have an ego in sales. When I've got my ego in sales, I'm a dick. Seriously. Like, I'm not there for that person. I'm there to be right. I'm righteous. It's just the worst place to be in sales. When you realize, thank you, my lovely. When you realize that they're lying because they're ashamed of their situation, that they may not trust you because you haven't been vulnerable in front of them. You've been guarded yourself. Why would they show their cards when you're not showing your cards? So being in the ego is not a good thing in sales, and letting them go away because of that. You've got to work on the ego, okay? He also said, like regulating on the fly, like you'd hear me, I'm on the fly. That's practice. You've got to keep, that's why sales is important. Keep doing it, important. Another one is that they are desensitized to their pain. Oh yeah, it's been 6 months, it's been 5 years. Oh, well, it's not that bad. But you actually dig into it, yes, it is bad. You're sleeping in a separate room from your partner. Your partner can't bear to be in the same space as you. But they're desensitized, can't say the word. And then the big one is, I'm just looking at notes from all of you. A big one was don't drop to their level. Like I don't think I do high pressure sales. I think I do high standard sales. I'm not dropping to your bullshit level. I'm rising you to my level. And that's going to be painful for you. It's level growth is hurtful, like growth hurts. Like I'm in a relationship with Jess and I have to grow so much in this relationship. It is not comfortable, but I am in it. And I'll say to her, like, this is really uncomfortable, but like, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah,
Because
that makes you the man, but you're willing to do that.
yeah, it is not easy though.
No.
It is not easy, it's like a lot of growth, and it's she levels me up all the time. It's very difficult, and she would say the same thing. She's like, he is a nightmare. Oh, she would say. All right, cool. So here's what we're gonna do. We went through a lot of content fast there, okay? Got the recordings now, you can listen back to it. You got your questions, you got your notes. We can always speak about this on the coaching classes, inside of the program. But for now, what I'm gonna do. Pardon? Yep, it says recording. Yep, it says recording. What we're gonna do now is we're going to go into the first exercise, which is an exercise of negotiating. So I'm going to create a unique offer right in front of you. Who would like to do role play with me? So we got Jason, Chad, for Jenny. And we got Jeff and Robert. I mean, who should I do it with?
Do it, Robert.
Huh? Robert? Well, I don't know Robert. So it could be really good. Huh? It could be really good. Do you think?
Yeah, so it's like, since you don't know him. and you have
I
this-
don't really know him, so like this could be good. It's like, yeah, should we do Robert? Okay. Everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so here's just a bit of an overview.
Set up
Good.
some chairs up here.
Yeah, I think we can set up some chairs. So Regeni said to me, that she can't get valuable information out of people on the phone. So when you're on the phone with people, they're going to be very surface with you. So how long has this been a problem? Well, you know, like a few months. They're going to be very surface. So, Jess also said to me that the people stay shallow. Like that was a big problem for Jess in her sales calls. That people just stay shallow. They're not going in depth. Oh my God, it's been a problem for 5 years. I cannot believe, like, they're not doing that. They're not going there. Yeah, it's just being an issue. It's okay, nothing too bad. Either they're desensitized or they don't trust you. So what we are going to do is, me and you, we're going to do some role play, and you are not going to be compliant. You certainly are. So I am going. So what I'm going to do is to brief you. We're going to be spending about 45 minutes, I believe. What time do I have until? I thought that long. Yeah. I got two. Oh, I got to move fast then. So let's bring up some chairs. Let's give Robin a big round of applause.
There's another chair.
Get a chair over here, Robert. Let's.
Yeah, I'll pass you this.
I'm going to use this.
Taller?
Okay, so what I'm going to do is you're all going to use your negotiation master plans. Oh, okay. Jess, can I get master plan, please? I don't have one. I don't need. I could just use a blank piece to make one. Okay. Or maybe you wrote on the back. Do you have one for me? So what you're going to do is you are going to follow along with the script. So here's what you're all going to do. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a unique offer. I'm going to get Robert. I'm going to ask him some questions. I'm going to create a unique offer. There you go. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the sales script. As I'm going through the sales script and I'm asking questions, you're going to start filling in the sheet yourselves. Okay, so everybody clear with this. You're going to be filling in this sheet, this negotiation sheet. If you hear him talking about pains, write in the pains list. If you hear a desire of his, you're going to write in the desire list. If you're going to hear, if you hear a need, you're going to put in the need list. Okay. So you're basically going to be building out this sheet. This sheet is then what I'm going to use to sell him. All right. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a lower seat than him, so he's in a higher position than me. Here we go. Yes. Okay, it's good. So let's just, I'm going to just go overview again, everybody here. So I'm first of all going to be creating a unique offer. Okay, I'm going to be asking some questions. I'm going to be writing out an offer. I'm basically finding out what you sell, and I'm going to be selling it back to you. Okay. Do you do sales yourself right now with the business?
No.
Do you
But he
do?
plans to.
I will. Okay. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do. So let me just do this. I want to know about your business. I'm creating a unique offer right now. I would like to know what it is you sell. So before we get into the role play, what do you sell?
So we sell marketing and operations strategic consultancy.
Okay, so marketing consulting.
And marketing and operations. So he's on the marketing side, I'm on operations side.
Okay, so marketing and off. Okay,
Can I ask a question?
yeah.
Yeah, what is what do you mean operation?
So by operations, with any business, right, whatever marketing you have, whatever sales you have, right? There's the operation side of it where you need to fulfill the promises that sales and marketing has put forth into the marketplace. You don't have any type of operations, you're scamming. Okay, so in this case, right, each of you are basically your own sole engineers for the most part. So you handle all of your operations. Okay, however, if you're gonna grow and expand your business, you're gonna need more people because you're expanding. You can't do everything. You're not gonna be in that one place all the time. Okay, and if you get sick, goodbye business. So you don't even have a system. Okay, you're just running it, and you're handling things as things come along. But really, you don't have a system. Something happens, something goes wrong, goodbye business. Because you don't have a system. So that's what we come. We help arrange the operations system so that you can have a real business that you can be above the business.
Okay, and how much you sell this for?
So we have it in multiple phases. So our phase one is $3,000, which is just the deep dive. This is just us getting information on your business.
Mhm.
Our phase two is the analytics and strategic planning. So that can be ranging from anywhere from $6,000 to $15,000,
Mhm.
depending on the size of the operation that we're dealing with. And phase three is the actual implementing with the customer.
Mhm.
Because no plan survives first contact. Okay, so as things happen, as the changes are being made in that business, we need to change up the plan, tune some things to make sure that the system works with the people that are in the business.
And how much is that?
That can,
It's like 3,000 a month.
So 36,000.
there's,
All right, cool. So that's as much as I have there. And now I'm going to town to sell him a $36,000 offer.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I've done is I'm creating a unique offer, but the solving the big problem as I'm looking at here is like the big problem I'm solving is you've just got a job, and if you fall sick, there's no systems and you're out of business. Is that it?
yes.
So instead of expansion, you're out of business. Okay, cool. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to stay in role play. So as we're in this, we're going to be in a role play. If I come out of it, I'm going to say I'm coming out of role play. But we're going to be in a role play. Stay in role play yourself as well, okay? You are the prospect. I want you to try and be surface with me. Don't just give me all of the stuff you've heard today. Just be natural. You know, just have resistance against me, and say no. You know, because like nobody's just coming in and be like, yeah, there's my credit card. Like say no, okay? Give excuses. And what I want everyone to do is I want you all, as you were going through this, to fill out the sheets. So you actually like, you know, following along. If you hear him say something, there's a desire of his, add in the desire. If there's something that he says that's painful, write it in the pain. This becomes the script. Okay. Okay, cool. So
Let's agitate.
well, once we get a pain from them, yes, good question. Jess asked that already. Thank you. So say we get a pain from them, I want to go and agitate that pain. Like I've been struggling, like you know, struggling with tech. So say he's like struggling with tech, but now I want to like agitate that pain. So like so struggling with tech, is that like you okay with that? Where does that show up in your life? As he says that, well, I'm wasting hours per day. You write underneath agitate, like wasting hours per day dealing with tech. Super. It's just yeah, it's what you say.
Super pain.
Well, there you go. I can just call it a super pain. So it's now the super pain. We've changed it from agitate to super pain. All right, so let's see how this goes. So everybody, the most important thing on the top left is what? And your name is, sir? Robert. Well, I knew that before you signed up. I had Robert in there. Now, the core value to the right. The reason I have the name in the top left is because I always want to remember their name. I'm really bad at names. I can always just look back. Robert, I've always got it there. On the right side of the screen, we can be pissed off. We can be, you know, one of those days. When I look at this top right core value, if I'm going to be selling, right now a $36,000 program. I'm putting $36,000 in the top right. Now I can slow down. See, this piece of paper is worth, if I do this right, I can make $36,000 with Robert. So as I get on the phone with somebody, the first thing I'm doing is I'm writing the name down and I'm writing the amount of money it's worth in the top right. Because now I'm there. This is a $36,000 deal right in front of me. So if Robert tells me anything about himself, I put it into story, personal details, anything about his business, I put it into business, any pains, I'm writing into pains. If I'm going to question him and I'm agitating it, I'm putting it underneath agitate. Any desires, he wants to retire his wife, goes under desires. He wants to take vacation, Acapulco, it's going under desires. If there's needs, that there's specific things that he's saying specifically of needs that I have in my program, I'm gonna be specific with those needs. And then the objection crusher is like, if I find something that like, I'm not letting that person get out of it. You know, like Jess here, be talking to a guy the other day, he's like, I really want my daughter to move from Asia to live with me. And then afterwards, he showed up on the conversation, like a complete, you know, opposite of that, let's just say. I'm like, how would your daughter feel if she heard you speaking like this? Like, do you not care about your daughter moving to America? He's, no, I really want my daughter to move to America. This attitude right here is not getting your daughter to America. Your daughter's living in Asia, how you're showing up right now. Are you okay with that? As long as you know the truth and you're okay with that, I'm fine. It's not my daughter who's living in Asia, it's your daughter. So do you want your daughter to live in Asia? He's like, no. Then you better change the way you're showing up right now. Because how you're acting isn't going to get your daughter from Asia. So you telling me the truth, that's what you want. Because if you don't want that, that's fine. You don't have to lie to me. I don't care. No, I really want my daughter to move from Asia. How you acting 2 minutes ago, is that going to get her from Asia to America? No. Are you going to keep going that way? No. So like when I find something that's really going to, I can hold them to the fire. I'm going to hold their feet to the fire and for that. All right. So with that said, we got the script. Ring, ring. Hello. Hey, is that Robert speaking?
Yes.
Hey, how's it going, Robert? Alex Jeffries. Good to be speaking with you.
Hey, it's good to be speaking with you too.
So, did you check out that presentation we had online recently?
Yeah, I did. But I have some questions.
What was good? I'm here to answer questions. So, tell me this: what was your biggest takeaway from that presentation?
The biggest takeaway I got was that, you know, you come out very confident, you know, and you seem like you know what you're doing. But it wasn't too clear on the price.
Interesting. So, well, we can definitely look at that. So just so you know, and just so you get the most out of this conversation, Robert, I do record all my calls, so everything's on the up and up. Is it okay with you?
Yes, that's perfect.
You know, we had just so many people apply from that presentation, so many more than we expected. And actually, we're only able to take on 20 founding members on board into this next program. And my calendar is just slammed. I mean, literally for the next 2 weeks, like literally back to back. So, but Robert, the reason we're only taking on 20 clients is to really make sure we maintain the highest level of service for our clients. Like that's very important for us to make sure that happens. So essentially, it is a first come, first serve basis, okay? So, you know, I'm glad I'm speaking with you now. So here's what I'm going to do, Robert. In a sec, I'm going to ask you a few questions around yourself, your business, your vision, your goals, and the challenges that you're facing today. And as you tell me about those things, I will let you know whether I feel like the program is right for you or not. If I believe the program is right for you, I'll ask you some questions around your resources.
Okay.
Like your time, energy, motivation. And if the program is right for you and the resources are good to benefit from the program, we'll then talk about the finances and bringing you on board. Sound fair? Sure. So like I said, you know, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your business, your vision, your goals, and the challenges that you're facing.
Okay. So I'm on the operations side of things. Our business, we essentially help revamp people's operations and marketing.
Hold up 2 seconds. Sorry, just to be clear. I'm selling you're a prospect of your business.
Oh, I see.
I'm now selling you your product.
Oh, I see.
Service.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're an architect company. And,
There you go.
you know, we design many different types of buildings. And from single home, multifamily, even commercial. And I want to expand the business because I want, you know, I want to make more money.
You want to expand the business? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so I want to do bigger brand name projects, you know, and I need more people handle that. And I considering, you know, how we do things, you know, and I saw with your presentation that, you know, you have quite the background for that, but, you know, I just have some concerns, you know, before I, you know, pay any money.
Concerns around what, Robert?
Well, I mean, you're in the technology field, right? And you don't have any experience in the architect field. What do you think makes you, you know, qualified to consult on anything other than technology?
Oh no, I certainly have no understanding of architect. I mean, some beautiful buildings I look at, but I'm definitely not an architect, Robert. The expanding of business, tell me more about that. So you want to make more money. So are you making as much money as you like right now?
Yeah, I can't complain. You know, I go on vacation here and there.
Okay.
But you know, it's you know, who wouldn't want to make more money? I mean, I think what even concerns me greater is I want my people. You know, I wanna make LA a better place.
You want your people to make more money. Tell me more about that.
I mean, it's, you know, people come up to me and, you know, my people come up to me and they want to get paid more, you know, but, you know, I tell them, you know, like, hey, you want to get paid more, go make some sales.
Can you pay, do you have the resources to pay them more money right now?
I think I do, but you know, that harms my profit margins, you know, so I don't want to, you know, dig too deep into that. So, but you know, part of the reason why I want to talk to you here is, you know, I want to see what you can do for me so that, you know, I can maintain my profit margins, you know, without, and also pay my people a little more.
Okay. Where are the profit margins now, Robert?
Profit margins are 150K on the year to year.
Okay, and then how much you generating gross?
It's pretty good.
But I'm looking at the margins. So you say 150K, but where are we? Like, where's the margins?
It's, I mean, we're spending quite a bit of money on person, right? We live in California, right? So, you know, my life's here, you know, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay here. And my people are here. So, that's what I want.
Okay.
You know? And that's why I'm talking to you. I want to see what you can do, you know?
Well, where do you see us helping you the most?
Well, based on your presentation, right, you mentioned that, you know, you can help out with marketing and you can help out with operations. So, you know, I expect that you guys can, you know, help generate an extra $1 million or $2 million at the end of this.
So you'd like an extra $1 million or $2 million for the end of this conversation, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And so are you an expert marketer right now?
I mean, it's not bad. You know, we got up to, you know, 10 employees. And we have quite a number of projects that we've done around LA. Okay. So it seems to be okay.
So you basically, what you're telling me is you can make an extra $1 million or $2 million without me, yeah?
Might take some work, but you know, I want things to speed up.
Speed, okay. So are things going as speedy as you'd like them to be?
Yes, I want things done.
Okay. So tell me more about that. You know, you want things to be done quick, like, are things going as quick as you'd like currently?
No.
And what's the reason you would say that?
getting older.
Mm.
And, my kids are getting older too, so, that's why I want things done quickly, I'm not here for very much longer.
Mm. What do the kids think about how things have been going up until now?
I try not to talk about it with them.
So it's one of those unspoken things, is that?
You can say that.
How do you think they feel about it? It's not spoken. How do they feel about it?
I like to think that they're, but, they have, they're well taken care of.
Well taken care of? Do they? So they. So basically, what you're saying to me is, you're getting older, the kids getting older, and everybody's happy. Yeah.
Yeah, they look at it. They look at it.
So you mentioned you're getting older. When I talked about the marketing, so tell me more about that.
I mean, it's just, I'm the only dude. So, it's, I just hired, a couple people, they're fresh out of school, but they got marketing degrees and
And they're crushing it for you.
they're in training. They're learning the ropes.
Good.
So
So they've built $1 million projects already.
No.
So wait a minute, 2 seconds. So these kids out of school, they're running your marketing to make you millions of dollars, correct?
they're learning, and I hope that they'll
So you-
take it on.
So you don't want to make millions of dollars anymore.
No, I want to.
Okay, so let me just be correct. The kids who had just come out of school, they're running your marketing for you, and they built $1 million marketing campaigns before, yes?
No.
Ooh, ooh. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me just look at this 2 seconds. What would your kids think about this if they find out that daddy put all of their time and attention into these freshmen out of school to build a business, now daddy's working that much harder and they're not seeing you that much more? What are they going to think about this?
Oh, I don't think that matters. I think it might be okay. I think that I don't want to think of it.
Well, let's think about it. Let's think about it. I mean, let's just be clear. You seem like a nice guy, Robert. You care about your kids, right?
Right, yeah, but I just don't see how it's relevant, conversation between how you're gonna help me.
I didn't say I was going to help you. I just found out that you've got, these out of school marketing kids helping you build your marketing campaign. You want to make a few extra million, but you're okay if you don't make the few extra million, right?
Oh, I'm not. I need the extra.
Tell me more about that. You need the extra money.
It needs to go to other family.
Who?
My parents.
How so?
They are. They're in a rough spot.
A rough spot?
Yeah, they're in a tough situation. I wanna help make their lives easier, but that's.
And they'll be okay if you don't make their life easier, they'll be okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I haven't.
Pardon?
I haven't.
Okay. So let's just look at a few things here then. So you're basically, I want to come back to this question about you getting older. You mentioned you're getting older. Why did you mention that to me, Robert?
That's just fact. It's just.
It's a very engineer response out of role play. Back in role play. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm starting to see some health conditions. And I don't know how much longer I can keep working.
So now I'm just gonna bring up the stuff that, that he gave to me earlier. So it's like, okay, so Robert, I appreciate, you sharing a lot of this with me. So, and I'm gonna ask you just a few more questions and we'll dive in, because I know you've been asking me a lot about like what I can do and to assist you. And I don't know if there is a fit here to help you or not. But just, I want to make sure you're all right either way this call goes. You mentioned health conditions. What health conditions do you have currently?
Oh, I don't want to go into.
Okay, that's fine. I appreciate you don't want to go into that. So let's just say that you fall sick and now these marketing guys on your team, they're going to run it. They're a strong team who are going to make the millions of dollars to look after your kids and your parents. Is that right?
No,
So you got health conditions and you're relying on these kids out of school to generate you millions of dollars to look after your parents. Is that what I hear you saying? Sounds like a good plan to me. Do you think this is a good plan? What I'm hearing? The only plan we've got so far, but is this okay?
it's not.
It's not okay. Okay, at least, I mean, I didn't want to tell you it's not okay. I didn't know if this was a joke or something.
No, it's not a joke. It's what's going on.
But okay.
Yeah.
You know what I like about you, Robert, is I like the engineer in you, but I like the honesty that you bring to this conversation today. And something I really liked about you is you spoke about you want your people to make more money. Tell me a little bit more about that. I know you want your kids to have a better life, and I know you want your parents to have a better life. You mentioned about your people making more money. What does that mean to you, Robert?
Well, I don't want them quitting to join someone else. You know, if
So you want to retain them.
yeah, if they leave, then I'm just gonna do the work. And I'm gonna have to work more to make up for it.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. This here. So move past these, some of the end of these. All right. And normally I would be more organized than this. So so how long have you been in business, Robert?
15 years.
15 years. And after 15 years, would you say you're at the place you would like to be at right now?
Personally, I'm comfortable.
What was the reason you reached out with us today for the help? If you're comfortable, don't change anything. Just keep things going as they are.
It's like I said, I want to make more money. Man, you know,
You want to make more money. So you want to make an extra couple of $1 million is what I heard you say.
yes.
And the extra couple of $1 million. So if we put extra M's, that's to help your kids, your parents, maybe pay for your health conditions, maybe bring the right team in so you don't have just a bunch of out of school dropouts running your marketing for you.
I mean, they're definitely not dropouts, man.
Are they making you millions?
No,
Okay. Are they proven to make millions?
no.
Okay, and you're relying on them to make you millions.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good for me. So you just keep them on. So what would your parents think about this? Yeah, I'm out of that. So cool. So you want to make some extra millions. Okay, so what are you going to do differently now moving forward than you haven't in the past?
Oh, I'm shopping around to see what, other people might think.
Shopping around.
Yeah.
And what are you shopping for?
I think I want someone who can, help train up my teams quicker, so that we can make that million faster. We can grow the business faster.
And when you say training the teams, how many teams are you looking to train?
Right now it's just my, 15 people. We have the architect side of things.
Mhm.
We have the marketing side of things, and we have an interior design side.
Okay,
So you've got approximately three sectors.
so you got the architects and the marketing. So I can't, unfortunately, I'm not a designer, I'm not an architect, so I couldn't help with the architect side of things. Do you have somebody to help you with that? If we can't help with that?
Well, I want to make things, I want to decrease their stress, help smooth things out a lot.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, we don't go in that realm, so unfortunately, I can't help you with that. Us, we're really marketing operations, so we can't help with the architect side of things. We crush it with the marketing side of things, but unfortunately, can't help you with the architect. Is that a deal breaker?
I think that no, it's okay. Let's see what you can do for the market.
Okay. Well, we can do a lot, but I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you, Robert, because I like you. We can do a lot better than a bunch of kids out of school.
Okay.
But if you want to keep the kids out of school, that's fine. How much you paying them?
They're getting paid 60 grand each.
60 grand each. Nice. Okay, how many of them do you have?
2.
So 120,000. Okay. I'm ready for the kill now. I'm ready for the kill, So yeah. So it's like, and who knows where my kid, why am I prepared for a kill?
How much money will I put 20 this week?
That's one, right? Like how much I'm selling a $36,000 program. So it's like, I can just save you. I'm not very good at math, but like, if we were,
80,000.
let's just get Robert to tell us.
Yeah, but there's people that still say objections, even if you're saving them a ton of money.
Yeah, so let's do that. We're gonna have Robin do that as well. I'm gonna go in. Okay, so
That's why I don't-
so Robert, so based on everything you're saying here, I think that you're a perfect fit for our program. The engineer in you, I love. I think you're a perfect fit for our community. But basically, I am 100% confident that we can help you with what you're sharing with us here. So let's just talk about your resources. I mean, do you have the time, energy, and motivation to fix these things? Now, you seem motivated to me. So tell me about your time. Could you spend several hours a week to commit to fixing these problems to add an extra couple of $1 million to your business?
How many hours a day?
Several. I mean, well, let's just ask this two moments. If we can fix a lot of your problems and generate you an extra $1 million to $2 million a year, how much time are you willing to invest per week to generate that?
I mean, well, ideally, you guys can just come in and, work with my people, and I don't need to.
Okay,
put in that much time.
I can appreciate that. Yeah, I can appreciate that. It's a buy-in statement. I can appreciate that, Robert. So, are the team going to be resistant to putting in time? If we help them generate an extra $1 million, $2 million, they're going to resist to that?
I don't see why they would.
Okay. So, cool. So do you know the investment level?
Well, that's also why I wanted to talk to you first, because it wasn't that clear based.
Okay, well, the cost is $2 million. That's the cost.
Well, that's really expensive.
That's how much you're leaving on the table right now. The investment, I could say the investment is actually 120,000. That's how much you're paying these 2 kids out of college. But to have our marketing team actually come in and help you train people, it's actually less than that. The investment is just 36,000. So that's a saving. How much is that saving? 120,000. There you go. Somebody's thought ahead for me. So that's an $84,000 saving plus $2 million extra in the bank. Would you turn that away? Would you turn that down, Robert?
Oh man, I don't think I would, but man, you're kind of expensive. I think that Alex Jeffries guy might be able to choose some cheaper. Can he lower the price. I think he meant, I talked to him before, he said he could do it for 20.
So if I get this right now you're negotiating $16,000. You want it for 20,000, right?
Yes.
You're in the price range of 20,000 is what you
But
want
also
to spend.
has to fit with the budget, we have a certain, amount of money that, I think that I can put towards, an investment like this. And I want to make sure, I'm getting my money's worth.
Okay, so you're basically what you're saying to me is you're willing to lose this deal right now. You're willing to lose this deal and lose $2 million of profit. You're willing to keep these two kids on board, pay them $120,000 a year. You're willing to let your parents suffer. You're willing to let your kids struggle. I don't have enough information on these things. I would have digged further. I'm limited with time with all of you because I have more trainings back in role play. And you're willing to let your parents struggle, your kids struggle, suffer. You're willing to, your parents need extra money, and you're willing to lose $2 million and spend an extra $84,000 a year for just $16,000. Basically, $16,000 is going to, cost you another $84,000. It's going to cost you $2 million. It's going to cost your parents struggle, your kids struggle for $16K.
No, never mind. How much are you going to cost again?
Oh, it's $2 million.
Okay. I think we can get some room in the budget for this.
Okay, so you can make some room in the budget for this. So look, so now where are we at here, Robert? You basically, you understand you need the help to expand the business. You want to generate some more profit margins. You want, to bring more people in. You want help with the marketing ops. So all that said and done, we can just wrap this up and get you signed up. So should we get the wheels of motion?
Yes.
Told them to say no.
Say no.
No.
Good, I'm glad. You would have been a bloody pain. So like so needy. Like, Robert, it could have been so much easier. You've got these two bloody guys, out of college doing their marketing. It's gonna be a nightmare working with them, trying to get them up to standards. We could have just done it like that. We could have just come in, sorted out the marketing, sorted out the operations. It would have been an easy transaction. You're gonna made a couple of extra $1 million. Everything would have been good. But you're just making it so much harder.
Well, I apologize. I didn't mean to do that,
Well, let's just make it easy then. What cards would you like to put on file?
I gotta be so.
Okay.
No.
No.
Tell them that your visa just have 5K in it.
No.
If you don't have enough money to pay it.
I don't know.
Now here's what we have here. We actually have, look, let's just give it up for Robert first of all. So, thank you, Robert. So here's just where I am with that. It was very quick. I'm selling something that I don't know. I told him to tell me no, but he told me yes. And whether that's, compliance or whatever. But again, I don't know what I'm selling. And I'm there selling it. But can you see, what are some of the things that you noticed in that conversation? What are some of the things? I bring the pain all the time. What else? Huh? The cost was $2 million. I would have, the negotiation could have gone a number of ways. I'm like, you're telling me you wanted like all of this stuff, and the 84,000 loss and the 2 million loss and the parents and the kids, which I didn't get enough information on, but I should have got more information. And
I think it's interesting you haven't went through that actually the pain was on the parents, not the kids. And the pain the staff for was more about retention
yes,
and keeping, so he didn't have to work because of his health and he was worried about that, then it wasn't about actually paying them.
yeah, you got it.
that security for himself.
Yes, yeah, you
That's
picked it. Yeah, you picked that, sorry, guys, well done.
Yeah.
The retention there, that was the thing there, was my one there. It's like the retention of the team, that's why I pulled my number one. Yeah. Did you enjoy that, Robert?
Oh, yes.
How do how do you feel in that though?
I mean, there are times it was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, because I can empathize, right? Like with.
Yes.
With them, you know, and it got really personal.
Yes.
You know, which if I were in his shoes, I wouldn't be expecting that much.
I don't.
It got really personal, like where you were digging, I would say digging a lot into his personal life.
I want to just be clear for everybody as well, because I had the time and I have to move forward again now. I would have done further. I would have gone into the mum and dad further. I would have separated mum and dad. You know, your parents, you need extra money for your parents. Tell me about this. Who needs the most money, the mum or dad? Is mum bougie, is she? Laughs. No, mum really has like health issues. Oh, what health issue? Okay. Well, so you need this much money. So you're okay with these kids out of school marketing being these two kids, and they're lovely. I'm sure they're lovely kids. Pay them 60,000 a year. Lovely kids. Mum, relying on them. Have they made millions before? No. You putting all your chips in. You going all into the casino on these. You putting all your money on these kids that save mum? No? Okay, well, that's what I'm seeing right now, Robert. All the chips on the table, these two kids, and mum's back there struggling. Are you okay with that? No. So now we're not selling marketing consulting, we're selling saving mum's life. And that's the truth. Like, that's really where we are. We're in real world scenarios. They're not just buying something for Jenny's now crying. Because it's real life. Yes.
So, just to be the devil's advocate here, because there are going to be people, especially in her world, in my world, in his world, that aren't going to go there. They're going to tell you, look, this has nothing to do with my family. I'm just on this call to figure out what you can do for me to market. So how do you handle it?
If something's being service,
Yeah.
and they just want so I don't know anybody in the world who just wants help with marketing. Then why do we build a business? Well, we want to make more income or more impact. Well, why do you want to make more income? There's a story behind that. Why do you want to make more impact? There's a story behind that. There's normally a story of pain and suffering that motivates us. The people with the biggest fame have the biggest pain. So think about it. The people who have the biggest fame have the biggest pain. Oh. The biggest comedians in the world are the people who are most unhappy. Yes. The people who have the biggest fame have the biggest pain. So when somebody has this big desire for impact, they have a big pain, a big motivator. So they say that because they surface with you. Like when you get into the hood and you ask these questions, you find out, I know he's going for marketing consultancy, and I find out, the parents need help. He didn't think he's going to talk to me all his parents on the call. He didn't think he was going to be talking about parents there. But that's where I'm going, because now I can leverage that with these two kids. You're going to let these two, I'll leave them, if I didn't have the anchor, I'll leave them. They're good. They'll figure it out. You're going to leave a couple of $1 million in these 2-hour kids, our school kids' hands. Well, we're okay. If I don't have, how's your mum gonna react to hearing that? If your mum was sitting here with us right now, and you're the one who's going to provide her health services, and you're relying on these two kids, how is she gonna react to that? I don't know if that's a smart move. You may think it is, and that's fine if you do. I'm just here to tell you the truth of what I see.
With that as well, David, you will get some people who are, getting a very business system. It's very difficult to penetrate that, so you've got to hit them over the numbers and competition, like usually their needs and want, their desires, want to be better than the next company. So the pain there, we've got to have a question, but it wouldn't, the pain is the family or the kids or what impact they want to have. The pain there would be what's going to happen in the competition. It's finding a different avenue in with somebody who's not going to go into that. I'm not scared of the personal stuff because you'll get them. but then others will open up, depends on the questions, so there's always a way.
And you can always ask permission. to go.
Well, that's what you do, you ask permission. Like, and I've got that on the slides, I think maybe tomorrow. But it's, yeah, and ask permission. Is it okay with you? Because Jared, and the people who get the most out of conversations being on the phone are the people who, and I spoke with hundreds of people, the people who get the most out of these conversations are the people who tell me the truth. And if it's okay with you, I'm gonna just tell you the truth. Is that okay with you? Cool. So I got permission from you to tell you the truth. All right. Did you enjoy that little exercise? Yeah, just it's powerful, and I'm telling you, I'll go deeper than that.
That's Jason.
Yes.
So you do the sales, right?
Yeah.
So how did that, how did that impact you basically, that's your business? What how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's like, well, for most of my sales, it's been more just purely on the company side. And when they come to me, it's like their company already needs help. And they're very clear about that. So like the pain is already really apparent. I don't usually take it onto the personal side. But I think that for some of these guys, like the personal side, it weighs a lot more, you know, so I feel like I could get a way more committed client if I knew those aspects and they had that connection.
But Jason's an engineer as well, so he's not asking those questions. It's like everybody's human. So yes, they're aware they have problems, but where is that problem like causing other problems? Like, where is that like stopping their sleep, you know, affecting their sex life, affecting their relationship, causing friction in the house, the arguments, the children shut the doors when the arguments are there. Like, it's real life, you know? And when you have these conversations with people, do you know what they say? Thank you. Thank you. Like in this real scenario with Rob, I'd be like, you're gonna put these, he's like, you know what, you're right. I'm just not good at marketing. And just these kids are out of school, they're better than me in marketing. But I knew like they've never built a multi-million-dollar business. I knew deep down, like, how are they gonna do it? But I had no other option. You're right. How can I rely on my parents' security with 2 out of school kids? You're right. Like, he gets it in that moment. Like when he gets it, he gets it. Up until then, he's in his bullshit. You know? Okay, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go into a breakout session. We're gonna simulate that scenario. Okay, so you're gonna be doing this now. You've all got your worksheets. Okay, you're gonna use the same worksheets. We're gonna be pairing up with each other. And you're gonna be pairing up and we're gonna do a 10-minute breakout session. So there's gonna be, as you get together, you're gonna get together in groups of 2. And the very first person is going to be asking questions to extract information onto the paper. So we only got one, okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna just turn the paper over so you don't have spares. Same scenario, right? You're gonna be going for the triangular trust, I call it. It's the pain, desires, needs, okay? So on that sheet, so you're gonna have 2 people in this breakout session. Person 1 is gonna be asking the questions. You're gonna be me, the negotiator. Person 2 is gonna be Robert, the buyer. So person 1, you're going to ask questions. You got the sheet here, all of your questions in front of you, the script. You're going to ask them questions. Person 2 is going to give resistance, be surface. Person 1 is going to get underneath. You're going to keep asking questions. Okay. What we're looking to do here is, like, for instance, Jenny said to me before, she said to me on a class, she goes, Alex, everyone's surface with me. They don't give me the information underneath that. And within about 30 seconds, I'm asking her more questions. And now she's telling me all of the pains underneath there. And I got everything out of her. She's like, oh, that's how you do it. Okay. So person 1, you're going to be asking questions. You've got the script with the questions. And you're going to be looking for pains, desires, and needs. And you're going to be writing them down. Person 2 is going to be giving resistance. You're gonna be shallow. Yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, it's just, you know, just want to make an extra couple of $1 million. You're gonna dig underneath that. What's the reason for a couple of $1 million extra bucks? So Let's do this. Let's everybody get a partner for the first. Let's do that. Pairs of two. I'm gonna give you direction. Stand up. You're gonna have to get partners.
Would it be better for me and Robert to do it or? I don't know.
No. We're basically, let's just do this. We're gonna just use the scenario. I'm selling somebody else's, which is difficult. So person one. Let's get into groups of two first. Groups of two, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, good. So now we've got partners. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter where you go. Okay. Person one is going to be asking the questions. You are the negotiator. Person one, you're going to be playing what I just did there. You've got a list of questions with your script. You're going to be digging in. You're going to be asking questions. And as you're asking questions, as the person's responding, you're going to be putting those responses under aims, desires, needs. But then you're going to ask more questions. You're going to get under the hood. You're going to ask them questions. And the aim here is just to extract a lot of information from the person. Okay? So all you do is extract information. Person two, well, your job here is to give no information, to give resistance, one-word answers. You're $2 million. Person one is then to get underneath. What does $2 million mean to you? What would you do with an extra $2 million? Why not just leave $2 million off the table? Make sense? Person one, you're asking questions. They're all in the scripts. Person two, be resistant to giving information. Any questions with this before we get started?
Yeah.
What we're selling is the same thing you saw me selling to Robert.
Okay.
Marketing consulting. Okay. Just something different that we all just have. I had no clue I was selling to Robert. I'm just selling something for 36 million. What did I end up selling? I'm selling him security for his parents. That's why I was really selling him. I'm selling to not be a buffoon and be with these two kids out of college holding the security line for his parents. Robert, I'm glad you said it because to me, I didn't want to say it. Sounded a bit stupid having two kids out of college, paying them 120,000 for the parents. Let's get the experts in to do the marketing. We're selling marketing consulting. Who else has questions? No? Everybody clear? It's basically this. All we're looking at is number one, are you going to be split? We're going to be doing it again. We're going to be doing it both ways, but for now, person one, put your hand up. Person one. The seller. Okay, so person one, hand up. Person two, hand up.
From deflecting questions.
Yes, good question. Going straight to the question. You're just going to ask a question. Okay, you have 10 minutes. Go.
Yeah, let me go slowly.
I
want to break it.
And same price. Program, 36. Okay, so I basically picked so your main you were making money and with 300K. If I had that extra, like added to my income, yes. Like
Okay, let's start. Ladies and gents. Hold. Guys. Hello. Stop.
that's hard to get in 10 minutes.
Okay, ready?
An hour.
Stop. Wait a minute. Stop. Up. Stop. Okay. Interesting. Who found that awkward? Good. You a little bit? You okay? Who enjoyed it? Good. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna flip it around. We're gonna go to the other side. If you struggle with it, I saw Regeni struggling, and Jason responded back, and Regeni said to Jason, well, something, and he said, well, I just want to succeed. Now she's looking at it like, what do I say? Okay. If they say something, they become the script. It's like, oh, how long have you been looking to succeed for, Jason? What does success look like to you? When would you like to be successful? What have you done up until now to be successful? You can ask a number of questions around that response. So whatever they give to you can just be used. You don't have to look at it. Notice when I was speaking with Robert, I didn't look at all of these questions. I put all of these questions on that script for all of you. My script doesn't have those questions. My script has one question. What's the reason that you, how do you feel that we can help you the most? That's the only question I ask really. It's like, you know, what's the reason you come here? How do you feel we can help you the most? Like, where do you feel like we can help you? The rest of the questions, and I don't even ask because I'm just asking, I'm going off what they're saying. Jason says, I want to be successful. How long have you been looking to be a success, Jason? What's success look like to you? When would you like to be successful? You know, what if you're not successful? What's life going to look like if you're not successful? Are you okay with living a life without success? Yeah, I'm digging. Okay. All right, cool. So let's do this. Huh?
They're what the answers are. We're not like.
Yeah.
The answers, great answers. We're trying to get to know that.
Yeah, it really is. Like, you know, if you listen to me, I just as a person, as a kid, my mom always said to me, like, you care about, like, you're really caring. Like, she always said that about me. Like, with other kids, I'm just a caring individual. I really truly do care about people. And sales, I believe, is part of that. It's an extension to that. You ask questions, deep, meaningful questions. So, like, the people are just not used to responding. They're just not used to it. A salesperson will not, huh? Exactly. Yes. Salesperson doesn't ask those questions.
Like, no, like, well, let's pick a really close friend.
Yeah.
You're a close friend.
There you go.
So, yeah, family and friends don't ask those
Yeah.
questions.
So you got to ask these questions that nobody else is asking. That's what I do. That's truly what I do. People say to me, "Who are you?" And you know more about me than my husband of 31 years. I've only known you for an hour. Who the hell are you? How do you know all this about me? I don't know this.
Shelly said that to me when I was her, right? She said, I just seem to really care about you. And
Who?
Shelly, the lady.
Just no, wait, 2 seconds.
But the lady that I tried to get to come to the mastermind.
Yes.
And she's like, I don't know who those people are, but Nat and Alex, they just seem to really care about you. That's all she said. She didn't come today. She had
Yeah, she's busy. You know, she's got a busy schedule and she's busy, but like, yeah.
She would. She tried everything about her. Like, she can't hear it, but that's why.
And it just is that, you know, if genuinely people believe you care about them, like they're going to invest with you. Like that's where they're going to put their money. These people care about me, like, you know. So, okay, so let's flip this around. Now we're going to go the opposite. Whoever was asking the questions is now going to be the person who is resistant. The person who was resistant last time is going to be asking the questions. We good? All right.
So are you gonna switch up your
Yep.
story?
Yep. It's going to flip around. Okay. We're going to do 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Go.
Okay. Hello. Avery, correct? Yep. Why did you start? Okay. Correct. Make it better, like, making more money, make more stuff, give more stuff back.
Alright, so Jen.
Money comes and right now, actually.
Okay. And.
Okay, we're just ready to-
You know, something like I thought they're
We raised that further. Having some structure, having, and when doing into business. Like to bring you have already made it.
And do you feel you want to spend more by adding both more architects and or what might be?
Oh, it's not just a million.
No, it's not opportunities. And I want, people in my community will. They have their. They don't need to have really good. Okay. I mean, how long have you been here? I've really lowered. Money going out and having people in the sales team, or has it been not always knowing what to say. It's what's in the day. What you want to. That's why I make and with this, it's been nice and more.
Hopefully they don't tell you about how to call it.
Oh, no, they just like exchange emails and. You said that would be $2 million. I don't know how to manage that. And you wanna.
No information.
I want to have something that I can. But I can't make comments from them. Okay, well, figure everybody can learn. Don't be sure. You know that. How can I get you guys like programs other than.
This is no, it's like no structure, big structure. So I, because this one's selling without here. Yeah. You understand? So when I hear no structure, then I'm going to my unique offer. I'm like, so Jenny, the one thing that we want to here is we really have people put in structure. Like, so, it's like, we really help put structure to manage, not just structure, but structure to manage it. Exactly what I mean. If you guys know that she's giving you it earlier, how I create unique offers. I don't tell my stuff, I don't tell my offer anymore. Never tell, why tell it, they don't want it. They heard it on the presentation. So,
Okay, well, I love your about. For, what would you like for your first? How involved? Yeah. You don't want to have it anymore. Do you want to take less time? I just stopped having this meeting. And I don't think maybe we're not. But and how do you staff feel right now? They like no.
Yes.
You're not worried about losing your staff?
No. For this, so let's come back. So, and then if you have everyone.
Yeah.
They want 3 of them really.
Yeah, I think because of that guy, often compared to well, there's always like yeah, that would be one area. Really, staff already. And we are okay. So that's
By 1 minute.
but into never I saw depending on minutes. Okay, that looks like what you
What I'm playing about this part of the video. That's the sales in there. It's like, like a year. You can rely on like, after you can say that. So like, let's say we go to business together and it doesn't work out. You okay with relying on another bank for the money? No, I'm not. Like my mom, that's there what she said. There's so much power inside it. So much emotional charge in that one sentence. And so much emotion. I hear that. Yeah, but I've still got it like even after I'm like,
So, okay, this is what we're doing together, but are you okay with if this doesn't work out for you, that you're gonna be reliant, dependent on men and income for the rest of your life? No one, no, I'm not. I mean, I think your mom was smart when she said you should be an independent woman. I think we should be focused on you being an independent woman. All right, ladies and gents, let's wrap it up. That was bad at that time. There you go. Well done. Let's give each other a round of applause. So here's what I want to do. I want to get some shout outs. So what needs did you uncover? Shout out needs. Structure. What else needs? Huh? That's a desire for sure. What needs? Someone to do the marketing. What are the needs? Time. That's a big need there.
Spend more time with family.
Spend more time with the family. What are the needs? Help 6 months, right? So what desires did you hear? For the million in the mind, that's being independent. Being independent is a desire, being an independent person.
To go on vacation.
Vacations, huh? Paying for a nice wedding. See, that's a sellable that. So you know when you go to the back, let's just put this deal aside. Let's not do this deal. You know when you go to a really bad wedding with your kid and you're there and you knew you could have had a really nice wedding. Like it's a sellable. What? It's a sellable. What's you can future pace that. You're at this crappy wedding. How do you feel? You put on a crappy wedding for your kids. That's a sellable. Seriously, that's what I'd say. Hopefully, I don't get the invite. What pains did you get?
Growing the business.
Pains.
Marketing's really expensive.
Going through a nightmare dealing with them on stuff.
There you go. That's that there. See, is a sellable.
Not consistent calls.
No consistent calls. No as much as the normal. Huh? Huh? Spending too much time on it. Yeah, wasting time.
The family's working for the business, but not getting paid. The
Mm.
volunteers.
Working, not getting paid. So you can see there's lots of different things here come from it. And we can hit it from in the conversation. All of these things could come out, but it just becomes unique. You have one shot at it. You just go for it. You want to find that deep pain. All right. So here's what we're going to do in this next breakout. We're going to do 5 minutes, 5 minutes each. Basically, we're going to keep the same groups. So we're going to do 5 minutes each. You're now going to, we're going to pretend that we've made an offer. Okay, it's just $36,000, Robert. And person one is going to say, no, thank you. So we're going to go back to person one, whoever that was, your person one in the scenario. You're going to say, no, thank you. And then you're going to try not to buy. Okay. So you're going to say, no, thank you. That's how you're going to start this. No, thank you. You're going to simulate that somebody's already made an offer of 36,000. No, thank you. And then, as Chad said, this is where everything comes up for him. That's why we're doing this exercise. You're going to say, no, thank you. And then you're going to try not to buy. Robert, I told you no. You said yes. Okay. Then number two, person number two, what you're going to do is you're going to take the deal off the table. So most of my deals are made when the deal's not on the table. And it's okay. Take the deal off the table. And then you're going to sell the person using the triangle of trust. So now you're going to sell the person with their pains, desires, and needs. So as an example, you say to me, no, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Okay, no problem. Let's just take the deal off the table here. And now I'm going to go into the pains, the desires. I'm going to try and sell them based on that. Okay. So just to recap there, person number one is going to say, no, thank you. You're going to try not to buy. Person number two, you're going to then take the deal off the table. Okay, cool. Let's just take the deal off the table. You say that. And then you're going to sell the person based on the triangle of trust. You're going to say to them, like, you're going to go into the questions. Well, let's just bring something up. Well, are you okay with, not being an independent woman?
No.
Do you think that you want to live off the income of a man for the rest of your life?
Absolutely.
So I think you've made a good choice in not doing business with us then. So you've got this covered on your own, right?
I don't have it for by my own, but I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna find other company that's gonna help me. I'm gonna keep searching for something, but not that.
What are you searching for?
oh, you know, I'm searching for some structure in my business for my marketing team and for my sales team, so I can make follow-ups with them, and I can also, you know, see that two guys that are making sales, making different things around what they do want. That's what I want. I want to have that $2 million.
So if I would say I help you make $2 million, would you turn me down today?
At what price? What is the price?
$2 million.
I wouldn't, I'm not gonna pay you $2 million to make $2 million.
The investment's a lot less than that. The investment's just 36K.
Yeah, but I don't have to stay right now.
I know you don't, it's just you're missing $2 million. I mean, you got an extra $2 million, 36K wouldn't be an issue, right?
Yeah, of course not then, but it's not the case right now.
So what could you have done today? A change tense. This is, I don't think anybody's ever told me this, but this here, I don't know where the hell I learned this from. If I got taught or I come up with that. I think I come up with it, I don't know. Changing the tense. What could you have invested today? It takes all of the, it puts them into the truth. Like, so what would you have had available to invest today?
Oh, I will say 2K.
Any wiggle room with that?
2,500.
She had 2K just 2 seconds ago, and she got 2,500 a couple of seconds later. How does that happen? How does she imagine $500 in a couple of seconds? Huh? She's lying. If she's gone from 2,000 to 2,500, I'm sure there's more. Okay. So my point being is that it's okay, Virginia. I don't need your money. The good news is the company is very profitable. We don't need your money. I'm just looking for a good client. So you telling me if I brought you into the program and I work with you, you're going to do everything wrong so you don't make the $2 million. Is that right?
I'm not going to do things wrong. I'm going to do things right.
So you're going to do things right. So we're going to get you an extra $2 million.
Okay.
So we're just going to get you into the program. So just 36,000, you have that right now, yes?
No, I don't have to.
What do you have?
Say two.
It's back into live mode.
Okay.
She even in role play, she's lying.
You know, even the 2,500. No, you know.
Let's not do that. Let's not do it. You keep your expenses. Let's just lose the $2 million. I'll give the $2 million to somebody else. Okay.
Not by giving the money to somebody else.
I mean, do you have $2 million right now?
No, I don't.
Okay, keep it.
How can I keep something that I don't have?
What do you want me to do about it?
I don't know. I already told you. I think that's 36 days. It's a lot of money.
I think it's a lot. 36K is a lot of money. I go and see if I go speak to my neighbor and say, hey, I just helped somebody make $2 million and it cost them 36K. They say that's a bloody good deal. My neighbor would say that's a good deal. They know who I am and they know what I do.
Yeah,
They say you should raise your prices out. In fact, I think I should raise my prices. My price is now 72,000.
I'm not gonna be able to do that. You know, I don't want a 36, I don't have a 72.
Okay, let's close the account. So, look, deals off the table. There's nothing for sale here now. So, I thought your mum was, when your mum was talking about you being independent, I thought, and just out of role play a second here, but just notice how like I'm giving her a bit of a hard time and I'm acting a bit stupid and like I'm not like it doesn't make sense. Like 36,000, 2 million is a great deal that you can help somebody. Like in this scenario, if you really know you can help somebody, I would have put the onus on them prior to it. Like they've got to show up through the work. I can't just give them 2 million. But like what I've got to do is, and I'm going to go into this tomorrow, so we're not in closing stuff, we're just doing role play, is in actually closing deals, negotiating, co-creating payment plans. If somebody doesn't have 36K, I don't need the 36K. I need a client who's committed to paying me 36K over a period of time. I will get 36K from that person plus more than the 36K. I just need the commitment up front. And to cash flow the business, 2,500 sounds okay. If it's okay, it may not be, but 2,500 is better than nothing. So I'm gonna take the 2,500. Okay. So if she told me she got 2,500, I'm taking that 2,500. I may not take it straight away, but I'm taking that 2,500. I'm staying on the call and getting that 2,500. But let's just do this. Let's just continue the role playing. We can do a Q&A. We're at lunch, huh?
Do you have a question? Or
Please let
words, the question just said there?
Let's, so let's do this. We do have the breakout separate at lunch. I want to be respectful of time. So those questions what questions you asking about?
That whole framework that you just did leading up to, okay, then I take it off the table and now those questions. Those are just, I'm trying to get a good framework around, I use the, what would you have done? I do use that one.
Changing the tense is a good one. So like, what would you have invested today? How much did you have available to invest today?
But before that, she's in it, you're doing the painting, all of that, and
Yep.
okay, and it's like. Somewhere in there, there's the transition into the money. And then it becomes a thing, and then you hit it again. You have like, I think you've got like 3 different frames. This is how I heard it.
Okay. Well, my whole presentation tomorrow is around that, and I'd like to hear some of your feedback on it so I can actually maybe incorporate it in. But like today, what I wanted to do is just have you asking each other questions and digging deeper, because it gives you the ammunition for the close. You know, I haven't given you really so much to close, but like, you know, it's like, for instance, in this scenario, in this one right here, is Regeni's mother told her about being an independent woman and not relying on a man. So it's like, okay, so then go and rely on a man, Regeni. It's like, well, I don't want to do that. Well, I mean, you just, if I don't help you, I don't think somebody else is going to help you the way you're showing up. Like, no program's going to fix this. Like, you've got to fix this. Putting the onus on her. And again, it's out of context. So it may not make sense to everybody here what I'm doing, but just I'm closing the deal based on this here. So in this scenario, what I'm selling is structure to manage the team and the system to be solid. Regeni, do you have solid systems?
Oh, no, not now.
Do you have the team managed?
I have a team, it's not properly managed.
And you have the structure in place, yes?
Oh, no, the structure is a mess.
Then keep it a mess.
I don't want to keep it a mess, that's why I'm on the call with you.
And this is as far as we go, yeah? You're on the call with me, you've told me all, and are you happy, yeah?
I feel better.
Good, I'm glad you feel better. And now as you leave this call, you've got structure in place?
No, not yet.
And you're gonna manage your teams leaving this call?
I don't know how yet. I'm gonna try to find someone to help
And
me.
your systems are solid, yes?
No, not yet.
So you've got it covered, yes?
No, not yet. I need to find someone to help me, but not at 36K. That's way too much.
So you want somebody to help you make an extra 20,000 a year, yes?
No, it's 2 million.
So you want to make an extra 2 million, but you're not willing to invest 36,000 to make an extra 2 million.
Yeah, it's because I don't have the 36,000.
Got it. So if you had the 36,000, you would have invested the 36,000 to make 2 million.
Oh, right away. Because
Got it. So it's not the price objection, you just don't have the money.
that's the thing.
Got it. Sorry, I'm so stupid. Sometimes I'm not the best. So how much would you have invested today?
I have a credit where I have 2K left that I can use.
Any wiggle room with that?
I have to pay. The Facebook ads, it was 500. I really need to pay that. And I need to let room in that. For that, I have also, you know, the salaries of people coming in, and there's also the electricity bill, and I'm going on vacation next week too with the kids, so I need to keep some money for that. You know, I already promised that to me.
Tell the kids, it's a $2 million vacation. Enjoy it. This is what a $2 million vacation looks like, kids.
Why $2 million vacation?
Because you're gonna spend this money on taking the kids on vacation when you could have invested to make $2 million.
Yeah,
Why the kids are taking a $2 million vacation?
you don't understand. Every year we go into a vacation. I cannot just take that from the table for my kids, you know, I already told them we're going.
I think this is a great vacation. I think it's a good time. Enjoy it. Very expensive vacation, but enjoy it. Kids, this is what a $2 million vacation looks like.
It's not a $2 million, it just cost me 5K. Come on, it's not $2 million. We're just going to Disney for a couple of days.
Let's do this then. So it's basically a no. Is that what you saying?
Yeah, because you know, I don't have that money.
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it's a no. It would have been right now. I mean, like, I was just like, I got it set up, it was really simple, all we would have done, it made it really simple. We would have put a structure in place to manage teams, the systems would have been solid. Before you left the vacation, you would have enjoyed the vacation more with the kids. And you would have had more time with the kids to relax with them and enjoy a true vacation. And, you know, help you make those millions of dollars. But it sounds like you want to make it more difficult. I'd rather go with somebody else.
I don't want to make it more difficult, I want to make it easier.
Well, then should we make it easier?
Yeah, sure. Wow.
So we're gonna wrap this up here because we're gonna get into closing tomorrow. It's lunchtime. But just, can you see how I'm gonna continue the conversation? She said no to me and I continue getting back to the house. Like, I'm gonna go there a number of times. She may say to me, no, and then I'm gonna come back around within 30 seconds. She's like, how? Like, they always come back in. So do you see how that happened? Like, they're gonna come back in. Anyway, we're gonna have lunch. I love you all. Well done, Regina. Well done, all of you.
Right, before lunch, we'll just jump on the bathroom for a minute, for a second, and then let's go around for these.